Boys in the back. Boys.
What is good? We are back with another episode of The Boys in the Back. This time a beautiful May afternoon here in New York City, May the 7th, just one day ahead of our live show tomorrow at City Winery. We'll get more into that later. I am one-third of The Boys in the Back. Mr. Connor Burks joined alongside me as always. There he is, E.P. Jackman at New York Ep. How do we feel about that one?
Wait, but that's not even my actual handle.
E.P. Jackman, shout out.
Brother.
I know, but
Eric.
Why did we change my handle to something that's not my handle? That doesn't even make sense.
EPED over here.
Wait, what's
there it
ED?
is. Huh?
We're off to a great start.
I almost choked. How we doing, Frankie?
Doing great, man. We had Indian food provided to us for lunch today, and I popped for that.
Well, at the beginning, you shit all over it.
Yeah.
You gave it a 20 out of 100, which if we're going to reduce the fractions, that's a 2 out of 10 or a 1 out of 5. I had to talk you into actually liking it.
That's true, and you are very persuasive.
Well, we've got a fantastic show planned for you today. We actually have
I hope so. This is not the show start that will make people believe that.
We have some more lifestyle discussions to get into later in the show. Something that happened to me today that will be quite interesting. I want to get y'all's opinions on it. We got voicemails. We've got your super chats. We've got pound for pound diner foods in honor of New Jersey. The most diners in all of America. Kind of a Northeastern thing, but, I've learned to fall in love with the diner ever since I moved up here.
What is an equivalent in the South? Waffle House is just that's the franchise. That's it.
Shitty breakfast place that also serves like burgers and steaks and random
But
shit.
there's no just like local diner spot. It's just like Waffle House, Waffle House, Waffle House.
Yeah. Steak and Shake, maybe, but like they don't serve breakfast there.
But even that a chain, right?
Yeah, the diners aren't like revered like they are up here. We got UFC 328 Fight Feast, Burmese food in honor of Joshua Van. We've got bets, parlay pals, the full breakdown for UFC 328. We'll get into some news and notes, but let's start the show how we have the last couple of weeks. We got our own feed. We've mentioned it, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I mean, we're really becoming a big thing around here at the Boys in the Back. But we're trying to build these feeds up. We're trying to get some reviews. So we're bribing you to give us 5-star reviews so then we can read them on the air. Obviously, some of them have been hilarious. Some of them have been fantastic. And some of them have just been, kind and warm-hearted towards us, which we very much appreciate. Y'all took the message seriously last week. We like doubled our reviews. We're up to like 165, 170 on Spotify. We're getting up there, people. We're getting up there. Soon enough, you'll see us on the charts.
Keep it going.
But let's start how we have the last couple of weeks. Let's read a few of these reviews. I know a couple of them are good. Let's start with C. Wookie. Big up the Men in the Muck, the greatest podcast of all time. By the way, I imagine Frank like Homer Simpson at work with all buttons in the control tower with one for each drop. I know nothing about production, just what I imagine when there's a split-second pause. He's looking around the desk for the button. Shout out the crew. Big love from the UK. Is that true, Frankie?
It's absolutely true.
I kind of imagine you like Homer Simpson as well.
Yeah.
You don't have like cassettes tapes that you pull in and out and put it into a rack?
Those are called Fidelity packs, and no, we discontinued those in the 80s.
Howard Stern had a guy that did that, and he did it so quick every time, moving on the racks.
And he had all-time bangers like,
I give a shit, so give us a fucking answer, baldy.
All-time banger. Let's keep rolling along with the reviews. Matt says, this is Matt from Dagestan.
Oh, shout out.
A very long-time listener. Dagestan has few comforts, but I'm happy to have Boys in the Back as one of them. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate you. And
do you think, Matt, what do you think the closest, how many miles away from Dagestan has Matt been in his entire life? Like
7,862.
He's never been within like...
Because he lives in Ohio.
Yeah, he's never been, he might have been Chicago. He was like a Midwest guy, but there ain't no way he's ever been close to Dagestan.
Shout out to Matt from Dagestan.
Shout out to
we
Matt.
Appreciate the support. Aiden Smith says, love the pod. Great content. Makes my days much better. Just started training for MMA and my road to the UFC. Remember the name. All right, Aiden Smith. I'm writing it down.
Damn, all right.
We got it. Aiden Smith. We can't wait for you to make your UFC debut. Maybe we'll be in your corner as we are right now.
Aiden's 45 years old. Just getting into it.
Getting his jiu-jitsu white belt.
That's actually me.
Kineta Cuts says, left y'all a 5-star in here. Since you guys asked so nicely, I had to listen to the show before I could rate it. Appreciate you. And about 3 to 4 minutes in, I realized I couldn't see GC and Rick's pretty faces. Back to the YouTube for me. Hope this helped. Stay crushing as the uncrowned kings of MMA pods. One. I imagine
you.
that's one love.
Yeah.
But either way,
Did
we
you say
appreciate
that when you were a kid, or was that out by then?
No, that was out.
We used to sign every message with one. That was
shout
the
out.
end of every message.
Shout out. We appreciate the support. Welcome back to the YouTube. You get our mitts. You say they're pretty. I tend to agree. Thanks for the review. Connecticut's. Wisdom, 5-star frog splash.
Shout out.
Shout out. Los chicos que están atrás.
Damn, pronunciation was on point there. I like that.
Brother, a must listen every week. And no, I won't shut up and watch the fucking fights, Baldy. Every
Shut
week,
the fuck up and watch the fights.
every week I'm bursting out laughing while at work or in the yard, even without the
You know.
Yeah, I get that.
voicemails and pound.
The sex.
Voicemails and pound for pound never die. Shout out to you, brother. We appreciate the reveal. The next round of omelets is on me, fellas. Shout out to Dingo Peters. We appreciate it.
Dingo Peters,
Looking
shout out.
forward to our next omelet with you, Dingo. BTIB, please God tell me I'm the 100th subscriber, but actually shout out to GC, New York Ricardo, the mysterious one, and everyone else on the team. As a fellow 93 baby, shout out. I can't help but relate to GC from the shows and games he references to being an MMA better every single week. Let's be friends. It sounds like we already are, brother. I am friends with every one of the 93 clan. Shout out to Tom Aspinall, many of us out here. Next time the UFC comes to SLC, you guys should come and do a fight feast featuring fry sauce. Building subscribers should be like beating up babies.
Beating up babies.
Is Salt Lake City known for fry sauce, or is he saying, is this a reference to our Men in the Muck episode?
I would imagine that Salt Lake City's not known for a ton, so he was like, I guess you guys could do, fry sauce or something like that.
A quick Google of fry sauce.
Okay.
Salt Lake City.
Wow.
It is a Utah staple created in the 1940s. It's just
Shout out.
mayo, ketchup, pickle brine, Worcestershire, and paprika.
Okay, that sounds like a great mix, though.
Sounds like a fantastic mix. Aren't they also known for like ridiculous like sodas? Because they
Dirty
don't.
sodas, I believe.
Yeah.
They're now
Wait, dirty
everywhere. I
sodas?
think McDonald's is having dirty sodas.
But no
Don't
alcohol.
they put like milk or something in it?
I don't know. I've never heard of this.
I did see that Dunkin's getting into the dirty, so you can have like a soda with in your coffee.
What
Not for
is
me.
a dirty soda?
You mix a bunch of things together. Dirty soda.
They called it a suicide in Texas.
Wait, so it's just mixed? What is a bunch
It's
of things?
mixed and then-
Somebody
I
help
think
me
it's like
here.
You
You
get
just
a
go to the
Coke with
fountain
like
and you
some
push each
syrup
one.
and like some
Yeah.
other things.
Someone has
Steven
this
says milk.
milk. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's milk. Yeah, it's milk, and then someone sticks their foot in it at the
Rick,
end.
I think it's
What
milk.
the fuck is happening
All
right now?
You know when you go up to the soda machine and you like push each one, you get
Yeah,
a little bit of
yeah,
everything?
yeah.
I think that's what he's referring to, but now the milk thing,
No.
I have no fucking clue.
Dirty
Okay.
soda is a customizable non-alcoholic drink made by adding flavored syrups, fruit juices, and a splash of cream to a base of soda.
Sounds like a diabetic nightmare.
We spent
Let's
far
just
too long.
continue that.
Let's be honest. Cream soda is a
Cream
thing.
soda
and people
is
love
that,
it.
yeah.
We've spent far too long on
All
that.
right, yeah, sorry.
Spent
What's a
far too long on the
Colorado
state of
Bulldog?
YouTube. Greatest podcast ever. Filthy Frank and the boys never disappoint. Serving up some tasty takes every week. So delicious, it knocks your socks off. Thanks for that one, man.
When
Appreciate
we,
that.
when
Filthy
we,
Frank is good.
yeah,
There's
when
a
we make
song
up
by
a fake
Pearl Jam
band,
called Dirty Frank. I almost got excited for that.
yeah, let's make up a fake band and do a tour. And Filthy Frank and the Boys, I think, is the name.
Filthy
Yeah,
Frank.
for sure. Filthy Frank and the
Filthy
boys.
Frank.
You're our lead singer, Frankie.
You got it.
Boys in the back in town. Sifted through a lot of muck to find this gem of a pod. GC and Rick compliment each other well. You know what they say. Arn sharpens Arn.
Very good.
We appreciate
Very
you
good.
sifting through the muck to find us, my brother.
Very good.
What a surprise. Came here for the Helwani, and now you boys are easily my favorite show of the week. Take your flowers and Barry H. Constant tears of laughter. Shout out to the shout out. Appreciate you, Supreme Truth. Thank you so much
Shout
for the
out to
5 stars.
you.
Thank you so much for the review and the support, my man.
Oh my lord!
Wow.
What the fuck?
Adam Snap. The boys save a life. Let me tell you the story that BITB may not remember exactly, but I sure will never forget. Myself, GC, and Rick were hiking through the harsh mountains of Germany when the ground beneath my feet gave way and I lost footing, plunging to what was almost a certain death. Much like Sylvester Stallone and Cliffhanger, and with the reaction time of a meerkat, GC reached out and grasped my arm just in time. Our fingers interlocked each other's forearms, and Rick was able to pull us both to safety. I smiled and nodded my head to the both of them, and we trudged on to our destination. As we were headed back down the mountain, a piece of rock gave way above us. Like a ninja, I quickly dove out of the way, but I couldn't say the same for old GC and Rick. They suffered serious concussions, which caused amnesia for both of them, which is why they won't remember this happening at all. For context, this happened in November of 2024, and I will never forget this moment. Thank you, BITB. I was never able to repay you until now when I hit you with this 5-star review.
Oh, man, I didn't remember this at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, it must have been the concussions.
Yeah, the amnesia.
Thanks for saving us, even though we saved you.
We saved you, and then you couldn't save us. You just ducked out of the way,
I
huh?
wanted to get a little bit more ridiculous.
That reminded me, I feel like you've totally forgot this.
What?
We got another one that was too long.
Oh, no, I didn't forget.
Okay.
I didn't forget.
Okay.
It's coming,
Hey, man,
brother.
spoiler alert.
Sorry.
The man from the future returns. Waldo Cortez finishes his next fight in less than 3 rounds. Newark has a lot of Platano power. Hashtag DR. Platano. Thank you.
Yeah, he
Beating his
predicted the second round knockout last time against Derek Lewis,
shit.
the man from the future.
All right. He finishes Volkov within 3 rounds. Well, it'd have to be. He's going to finish Volkov is what this guy is saying. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Hold on. I got to pull this one up because the font is so small. This is
This is what I was referencing.
I almost wish I didn't read it before we had it, but certainly going to power through this one. Let me see. I have this. I have it right here. I'm really blowing it here. I knew I was going to have to read this. There it is. Okay, let's put that bad boy back up there. This is a very heartfelt review from Ryan. Okay. It's the smell that hits me first. That of rich toasted tobacco and buttery stout. I trace it to a warm body lying right next to me in bed. He's not what you'd call voluptuous. Angular bones awkwardly protrude through flaccid, pale skin. He's fast asleep, breathing peacefully through a wiry beard. Good Lord, is that Georgia Connor? But we're not alone. My feet are tussling a thick and slightly greasy mane of hair. I explore with my toes and trace the outline of a screen-printed image of Chris Cyborg.
What the hell is this?
On a very low thread count t-shirt. He's muttering what can only be described as egregious hot takes. Lord have mercy, that's Eric Jakeman. I roll over, I'm greeted with a symphony of what sounds like gunfire piercing my eardrum, and then immediately after, my nose. It's putrid. From the pressure of the pops, you can tell this person doesn't fart naturally throughout the day, probably from some misguided sense of wokeness. As the dawn chorus continues, I notice the faint backdrop of death metal from the headphones draped over their bulbous head. I lightly kiss his forehead. The sweat that meets my lips is stale but sweet. Strike me down? It's mysterious Frank. I suddenly wake up with a sharp snap. My girlfriend is staring at me with venom in her eyes. She's screaming. Something about who's Frank and why do you keep sleep talking about kissing his mom's fine ass? Can you even hear me, she yells. Take those AirPods out. You're listening to that stupid podcast again, aren't you? Aren't you? I roll over, my eyes brimming with tears. I close them tight, hug my pillow, and dial up the volume on the boys in the back, praying desperately to fall asleep and back to that dream. That sweet, sweet dream of my favorite boys in the world. Love always, Ryan.
Wow.
Love you too, Ryan.
What a moment. What a dream.
Ryan, I hope we never cross paths, but that was an artistic.
Already in his dreams.
That was an artistic review. That was some of the finest and weirdest work I've ever seen in my life. The first time that I read through that, I wish I had never read through it before on the air. I was actually dying. I had tears in my eyes.
Who got hit the worst? Who got the worst drive-by out of all of us? Your angularity.
Angular bones is tough, dude.
Frank's farts.
No, the Frank.
My greasy hair and
The outline of a Chris
lack of
Cyborg
style.
t-shirt is absolutely ridiculous. And then
the low thread count Chris Cyborg
the
t-shirt.
low thread count. And then the Frank regularly, not farting regularly throughout the day is ridiculous. Either way, we really appreciate all the reviews. Thank you so much for sending those in. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, 5 stars. We will continue to read them as long as we get them. And until we, hit our goals, we're thinking 250 on Spotify, 100 on Apple. I think we'll get there. Either
that'd
way,
be nice.
Thank you so much for the reviews. Thank you so much for the support. Before we get to the news and the notes, City Winery Show tomorrow, live. Ariel Helwani, Dustin Poirier, Kyle Dawkins, Joe Pfeiffer, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, all from New York City, City Winery. Get your tickets if you haven't already. Doors open at 8 p.m. But if you don't have those tickets and you sent an email to old New York Rick,
we will have a contest winner. But before that, I think the Joe Pfeiffer is breaking news.
Oh, is that? Yeah, I guess
believe
that
the
is.
Joe Pfeiffer is breaking news. Hit that.
Bang.
Joe Pfeiffer added. Yesterday, we announced, unfortunately, Kevin Holland and Derek Lewis were not able to attend, but Ariel, being Ariel, was able to load up the deck. You got Dustin Poirier,
Gun shut in
Daukaus.
close case.
Yeah.
We're good. We got Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And then we're adding on, oh, yeah, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Oh, yeah, Joe Pfeiffer, now a top 5 middleweight in the world. And, oh, yeah, Kyle Daukaus.
So, yeah, he did well. We are going to give away tickets right now, but if you do not win these tickets, which only one person is going to win, you can buy tickets now, citywinery.com. Go get tickets for the show.
I know the number of tickets remaining. It is
not a
very,
lot.
It is
Yeah.
very few. It is very small. They will absolutely sell out before that show starts tomorrow.
So, yes, please buy those tickets. Now, on to business. Fight is a fight. Help me, Frank. I'm drowning.
Fight is a fight, you know?
Business. Okay. I asked all of you, if you wanted to win tickets to the show tomorrow, to send me an email, heartfelt, funny, whatever your flavor is, whatever you wanted to do. Many of you replied, way more than I thought were actually going to do it. There was a winner. And this winner was somebody who was able to follow directions, because one of the things that I said was, hell, forget the email. Why don't you just send me a video? Send me a video, appeal to me, make me want to care, make me want to give you these tickets. And one person did that. Actually, 2 people sent a video. The other person who sent a video, shout out to Matt, there was no video. It was just audio with a black screen. So that's a bit of a botch on your end. You might have been in the running. But the person who did send a video, which we're about to play right now, was Gabriella. Shout out to Gabriella. You have won the tickets. I will email you after the show the tickets, and we will see you tomorrow. But let's play Gabriella's video.
Hi, Uncrowned team, and specifically New York Rick. I am here to plead my case for the Uncrowned giveaway that you guys are doing for the live event on Friday. I am a huge MMA fan. I've been an MMA fan since 2013. When I was 13 years old, I have never stopped just like loving it. I mean, 2025 was a little bit of a bust, but I am so desperate to go to a live event and just kind of interact with other MMA fans. I don't have a single MMA fan in my life. My husband will begrudgingly watch MMA with me, but he is a Magic the Gathering guy, so I'm gonna include some pictures of his collection, hopefully persuade you a little bit. It's very extensive. And I just would really love to meet other fans and just kind of be able to connect with other people who have, you know, the same level of interest that I do. I'm like kind of done interacting with casuals on Twitter, so I would love to be able to meet some other fans. I live about an hour north of the city in Orange County, New York, so it'd be really easy for me to, you know, pop down there to the City Winery after work on Friday. And it's just, I don't know what else to say, really. I know you said for everyone to plead their case. And basically, I just am kind of like a fan who is looking for a lot of other fan interaction and to find some other people who I love. I mean, when I tell someone like, no, my favorite welterweight of all time is Carlos Condit, they look at me like a freak. So I would really love to be able just to kind of interact with some other people, some other diehards. I'm a huge BITB fan. Even my husband, who doesn't watch MMA, will always be like, but boys in the back, you know. So anyway, yeah, hopefully, you know, I can win. If not, try to get there anyway. So, okay, awesome. Bye.
Shout out to her for sending that in. Shout out to the husband for listening to Boys in the Back. She's really appealing to us there. Congratulations on winning the tickets.
Congrats.
I also have to say, as a man that works in production, can we just play a brief clip of this here? This is some veteran stuff here.
Okay, show me what you
from
mean.
Gabriella. We can just play any moment of it because I have to give her flowers, her kudos. In the video, she makes it appear as if
she's holding
the phone.
But she's not.
I actually think it's stabilized on something, either a tripod or wherever she is, because that sucker ain't moving an inch.
Maybe she's got it propped up on like some kind of table or something, and she's just holding it there.
Or an image stabilization filter.
That thing ain't moving at all, man.
Maybe
That's
it's on a
veteran
tree
stuff.
because, you know, she's in nature, so maybe she's got a steady branch.
Yeah, nice
Also,
background there.
Look at man, like the rule of thirds. She's fine. I mean,
Yeah. Good job, Gabriella.
quality production.
We will see you tomorrow. I will email you after the show. She wants to meet some MMA fans. Totally understand. I'm feeling generous.
Oh,
I'm feeling generous. We are going to Gabriella has won. 2 tickets to her. Email.
She sent in the video.
She sent in the video. She
put in the
aced
effort.
it. She did it. She showed more effort than the rest of you schmucks. But for the rest of you schmucks that wrote in, and there were quite a few, we're going to do a little game. We're going to do another spin of the wheel. We did this last time when we picked another contest winner. We're going to spin a wheel. Everybody who wrote me an email, there were 2 people who wrote me emails asking for UFC 328 tickets. They are not included in this because they don't know how to follow directions. So they are not included in this. We do not have tickets for UFC 328. We have tickets for our show at City Winery tomorrow. Hope you get your tickets for UFC 328. They won't be coming from us. You are excluded from this. There were 20 other people who did appeal to me. Some heartbreaking stuff, right? Some people who had lost loved ones, some people who were, not able to afford things and were looking for an opportunity to have a night out. Maybe they have kids. There were lots of people, broad spectrum of responses. We're gonna pick another winner. We're gonna give another 2 tickets away. We're gonna give another 2 tickets away.
Look at Rick.
We've got the wheel right
The
here.
giving man.
So
I had no idea this was happening. This looks like Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go ahead and spin this, and we'll give 2 more tickets away.
Oh, Cheryl Belusi.
Okay. What's crazy about this?
Okay.
Is
Are they the ones that were sending in super chats?
Yes, Cheryl and Bob are the ones who Bob kept writing in saying, give it. And would you look at that? The spin of the wheel lands in your favor, Bob and Cheryl.
Bob, congratulations.
Congrats. I will email, and unless I'm mistaken, it was Cheryl who emailed and not Bob this time. So I will write back to Cheryl. I will send the 2 tickets your way. Congratulations to Gabriella and to Bob and Cheryl. We'll see you at the show tomorrow. And for anybody else, please come support. It's going to be a great show as we let's show that lineup one more time. We've got a lot of talent on stage. Obviously, Ariel puts on a great show whenever we're able to do this.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Kyle Dawkins fighting at the White House. Joe Pfeiffer coming off a knockout of Israel Adesanya. Stacked. So come check it out. Very, very limited number of tickets still available at citywinery.com. So go get those now, and hopefully we see you tomorrow. And we'll be there. Don't forget.
The boys in the back will be there.
You get the schmucks in the back at the live show as well. It will be a good time had by all. Let's jump into the news and notes around the world of combat sports. Raja Jackson, there's been an update to his case, and he has accepted a plea deal that will see him serve 90 days in prison. He pleaded no contest to 1 felony count of battery with serious bodily harm. So it feels like there is finally going to be a resolution to that case.
How do you feel about the length of the sentence? As the story was unfolding in the beginning, I thought this was going to be very bad, right? Like I thought this was going to be very bad for Raja Jackson. I thought this would be bad for the family, as I was expecting him to have much more serious repercussions. What do you make now, hearing kind of what they've arrived at?
The fact that he pleaded no contest, so like obviously he's not pleading guilty and he's not saying I'm not guilty, just a no contest. And it feels like the court of law, like for something like this, gave him the rightful 90 days. So like, what's that, 3 months?
3 months.
3 months time served? I don't know. The video was incredibly brutal, but like if justice feels as that it was served in court, like who am I to say?
It also felt like I believe the guy's name was Psycho Stu. It felt like he did not really want to aggressively pursue this with Raja Jackson because maybe, the code of wrestling, and I don't know. But ultimately, I am surprised at what the consequences are. But at the same time, it's one of those situations where I don't know that I would have wanted a young man to be wasting away in jail either. Made a very grave mistake. Hopefully he can turn this into a positive, right? I would love to see on the tail end of this, him maybe pursue a career in pro wrestling or do something like that, but be instructive and trying to tell people like the dangers of what can happen when you're trying to do some of this stuff. That was a very scary scene. Hopefully this can all be something for the positive. Thankfully, Psycho Stu is, I imagine now at this point, many months later, on the up and up and on the mend. So hopefully he's okay as well. But yeah, I'm a little bit conflicted because it doesn't feel like a penalty commensurate with what the action that he took was. But as I said, at the same time, I'm not somebody who's like looking for a young man to pay a harsh penalty for a mistake that he made early in his life. So if this is what we arrived at, if this is what the prosecution agrees to and his side has agreed to, I'm fine with it, and hopefully they can turn this into a positive.
Yeah, I was expecting like upwards of a year, but
Same.
Like I said, who am I to speak on it? I haven't been involved in the case. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not any of those things. So that's where it is for Rajat Jackson. Yesterday, we saw a bunch of clips and images and videos coming out from Ilia Topuria, Justin Gaethje, Alex Pereira, Cyril Gane's trip to the White House ahead of the White House card taking place. Here's a face-off between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. A lot of people pointing out Ilia Topuria rocking the watch on the right wrist instead of the left, which would indicate that he's left-handed. I think that's just because the
got to show it off.
I think you got to show it off.
But I mean, look at the fucking color of the grass.
Okay,
Look
all
at
right. I have to say, I've seen normal videos, and then I've
didn't
seen
look
the
like
one
that?
the UFC. They color graded the shit out of this. Yeah,
because it looks great.
Do we have the? Yeah, here's Silgon. Like, I mean, come on. Like, this is not what it actually looks like. Great color grading, I have to say. Great editing. It looks fantastic. Can we talk about how big Alex Pereira is?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Fight at 185. I've seen the meme going around these days. Like Joe Rogan was onto something when he's always like, I cannot believe this guy cut down to 185. Yeah. Exactly right. Look at the squad in the Oval Office with Big DT. Custom belt on the desk. Belt's not bad, man. It's like to me, it's not overdone.
Yeah. They took the original design and then kind of made it a little.
Fucking Ilia Topuria.
Yeah.
The pics that this guy gets off, like him and Alex on the PJ, then he's at the with the seal in front of him on the balcony at the White House. It's unbelievable. Venom came out and teased that there was going to be some custom uniforms for the White House. Yeah, I mean, we can't see much here, but it's looking like it's going to be red, white, and blue. I'm sure there'll be some homage to the 250 on those.
So does this mean that all the fighters are wearing the same one, or does it?
I would imagine there's going to be like two in each of them, like sort of similar to the Noche fight kits.
Did Sean O'Malley and Merab have their own, or did they also wear whatever the Noche thing was?
I think they had their own.
Okay, so maybe Ilya,
yeah,
Justin, Cyril, and Alex get to wear.
I bet
their
Justin
own.
will wear those.
And then, that's true. Maybe he might opt to wear those, and then the other guys maybe have to wear the two versions.
Yeah, like I imagine Kyle Dawkins will be wearing those.
Yeah.
It would be cool if, like, the White House, center of the free world, if everyone got to represent their country, so their shorts are actually their country's colors as well.
Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen.
I doubt it, but it would be cool.
Venom didn't. That looked much more America forward on that one.
Ilia Topuria is coming out to Kid Rock. You don't think?
Red, white, and blue shorts.
Yeah.
I hope that Topuria still rocks his Matador shorts and Pereira's in his custom shorts. Did you see Justin Gaethje speaking to Donald Trump about like how far the UFC has come?
No.
I think we have it. Did I drop that in? Gaethje.
How big of a part
There
you
it
were
is.
to the UFC coming on and becoming mainstream in the early 90s when nobody would let us and nobody believed in us and they thought we were just absolute animals. And you gave us a chance to fight in your property.
Well, they're right about that.
Well, yeah. somewhat. We just, it's truly an honor. It's awesome. It's your birthday. Awesome. It's Flag Day. Wonderful to represent this country. These guys aren't from this country, but I'm sure it's an honor for them as well. But I think we'd be 10 years behind if it wasn't for you. And so thank you for that.
Well, Justin, it's great being with you.
Well, they're right about that. You are all animals. I just still can't believe we're looking at this. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe it's 5 short weeks away.
With the Fox News Mortis and the breaking news. And
ridiculous. I was...
Sorry, sometimes it's just not
Reflex.
Yeah.
I get it, Frank. I get it. I was one of the biggest naysayers of this event happening. I was like, I can't imagine they're actually going to do this. Sure enough, here we are. And we are 5 weeks away from it happening. Is it kind of weird that like Donald Trump sits and then everyone stands around him?
Nah, that feels like how they do it in the Oval Office.
That's the presidential thing. You actually can hit the breaking news, Frank.
Oh.
Rumors are beginning to swirl. I'm being told from inside intel, nothing confirmed yet. But I don't know if you saw Donald Trump holding the renderings of the White House yesterday.
I did.
There's the picture.
Yeah.
Now, I've told you my brother is in the President's own Marine Corps band. He has said nothing to me.
Wouldn't that be him, like, right there?
He has said nothing to me, but if you zoom in, That is the exact uniform of the President's Own Marine Corps Band in their uniforms with their instruments front and center.
My man.
Your brother is going to be cage side for the 1-of-1 White House card.
It is looking like that. Nothing has been confirmed. Obviously, this is me speculating. The military has their decisions to be made. The White House has their decisions to be made. But they painted in the President's Own Marine Corps Band.
So here's the real question then. Are you going to spend the $1.5 million to join him?
Yes.
Oh, wow, GC.
No, absolutely not. It would be, he is a very, very casual MMA fan, so it would be crazy if he was there. I was like, dude, if you're there, we're going to have to FaceTime. We're going to have to get pictures. We're going to have to get videos of you being there. Like, I would say this is the toughest ticket in all of sports. You can buy a World Cup final ticket for like $7,500.
Is this the toughest ticket in all of sports?
In 2026?
It's tough.
Yeah, probably.
My other brother went to the Super Bowl for free through a corporate sponsor thing.
Yeah, I mean, there will be people who would be there for free, obviously.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like attainability.
Yeah, is this the toughest? Yeah, I can't think of anything at the moment that would rival this. So yes, pay to get in, you're paying 1.5. To get in for free, you have to know somebody very, very powerful. Yeah, this is probably the toughest ticket in sports.
If he's actually there, I'm gonna be playing the Leo meme all night. Oh, there he is. What if the view of it is like how we get like Theo Vaughn at the prelims, and you can just see the Marine Corps band, and it's just like, oh shit, there he is. Every single time they start, it would be great. It would be great.
So he like doesn't give a shit or does?
He does. He definitely wants to go. We've talked about it before that like he wants to go, but like he just says that like everything is in constant flux.
And the fights themselves are not like, he's not like, I'm dying to see Alex Pereira. He's just like, it'd be cool to be there for this 1-of-1.
Yeah. Just to be able to experience it. So hopefully he is there. Shout out to the President's Own Marine Corps Band. Some other things that happened. Mark Shapiro had his quarterly earnings call where he addresses a lot of questions. He was asked amid growing complaints from UFC fans about the quality of cards, and he was asked about the current UFC product. Here's what Mark Shapiro had to say.
The product is great at the UFC. The brand has never been stronger. Our reach has never been greater. So the foundational elements of UFC are in concrete. Anyone that came to our last numbered fight in Miami, which was UFC 327, was flat out blown away. Or anyone that went to our last fight night, which happened to be last weekend in Perth, Australia, a sellout, or even watched it, witnessed an extraordinary sport. Look, we are always building at the UFC. We're in the building phase at all times. We find the best up-and-coming talent around the world, and we match them continually in the best fights. There's a huge movement right now with all these young fighters coming up in the ranks. Many of them are taking over slots in the top 10 from guys that have been names in the rankings for years. Strong personalities that are busting just now. Joshua Van, Brazilian Carlos Predis, undefeated Michael Morales, the next generation. Or look at the White House card, which we've put out there as a strong card. We've actually added a card to it, the UFC Freedom 250, which is it's stacked top to bottom, and we're using that opportunity to feature one of our most promising stars in Ilia Topuria. Dana White and his team have been doing this for 25 years, and look, the real truth of it is that we don't get to determine who wins. It doesn't work like that. You take these great personalities who hail from every corner of the world with exciting fighting styles, and if they win, you've caught lightning in a bottle. That's what we do. That's what Dana White does. And there's no better matchmakers in any sport than we have with Dana's team of Hunter Campbell, Sean Shelby, and Mick Maynard. And then I would just say, I'd remind you finally that with any sport, there's just natural ebbs and flows, right? It's all very cyclical. Again, kind of harkening back to the ESPN days, the NBA was on fire with Michael Jordan, and then he left, and there was a bit of a dip. And then all of a sudden, it was Shaq and Kobe. And as long as Shaq and Kobe were in the NBA Finals, the NBA was in good shape. But the year they weren't there, or they were playing the Nets or the San Antonio Spurs were there, there was a fall off. And they needed more stars, and everybody talked about it and yearned and cried and commented. There was no social back then, but there was still a lot of noise. And now, they're uber rich when it comes to sports personalities and teams that are playing well, as evidenced by the homegrown New York Knicks here.
Okay, a few thoughts on that from me. He addresses the NBA, and he says Michael Jordan, and then you had Kobe and Shaq. Michael Jordan retired in 1998.
Yeah.
Kobe and Shaq won their first finals in 2000. We're talking about 2 years. Like, people are talking about star building for like a guy like McGregor who hasn't fought in over 5 years at this point. Also, like, he's being asked about fans complaining, and like he essentially just says like the product is in a great place. Like, the fans don't know shit about what they're talking about. You lose a lot of credibility when you're trying to tell us how great the product is, and you say, Carlos, pause, try and figure out how to pronounce it while you're reading it. Predis. We added a card to the White House card, obviously referring to Josh Hogan and Derek Lewis. Doesn't build that up at all. And then McMaynard.
Yeah. I can forgive some of that. My biggest takeaway from that, like, I can forgive that because I don't think Mark Shapiro is like in the day-to-day on this. I don't think he cares that much about MMA. Otherwise, he'd know who Carlos Praches is.
I think he's just reading off of.
He's just reading it. The part that is, first of all, I'm constantly wowed by these investor calls just when it comes to Mark Shapiro and doing these, because he basically just tells the fans, like, I don't give a fuck about you. I'm kicking you in the teeth and shitting down your throat. Like, he says it to them transparently. Again, these calls are for investors to hear like the status of the company and make sure that the stock price is high. And so when he's like, we're building stars, we're doing it the best, UFC is great, like, that will work for investors who don't know anything and just obviously want to do this. But if we as fans of the sport and other fans of the sport hear this, he's very transparent about like how shitty things are. Like, we're going to keep gouging you on tickets. The one that always comes to mind for me was when he was like, at WWE, Vince McMahon priced it for families. We're not going to do that. We see much more opportunity. And it's like, fuck your family. We're going to just gouge the ticket prices until you can't afford them anymore. In this one, it's not even so much the idea of the analogy that he made between the gap of Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the acknowledgement that even has to be talked about. By saying Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan, you're saying we're in a down period. You are admitting it, right? You just got finished saying we're doing great, couldn't be better, we just did this. Carlos Prates
doubles down with the fact that there's ebbs and flows.
There's ebbs and flows.
It's mountains and
but
valleys.
I thought we were at a high. Is this a valley or is this a fucking mountaintop? Like, by acknowledging that, by using that analogy, you're saying that the people who are talking about this are correct. That we are in a valley right now. That there is an ebb and a flow, and we are at the bottom of it right now. Otherwise, you would just be like, I don't know what they're talking about. Everything's great, and not reference Michael Jordan's retirement. What you're acknowledging is the golden era of MMA, or at least as it pertains to the UFC, ended, and we are now at the bottom. So that's a weird thing to even, I don't know how he got there. It started strong. We're great. Nothing's wrong. We're building all these new stars. And then it went to, but after Michael Jordan retires, it does go to shit. So you're saying it's going to shit. It was a bizarre way to kind of arrive there for me. Every time he does these calls, it just more and more, reinforces in my head that like they only care about their stock price. They only care about their profits. And that's what these calls are for, right? As Ronda Rousey outlined. And the fans just don't care. The fans are not clued into this and don't give a shit.
Dana White, speaking of, fan satisfaction and fights they want to make, he was on Craig Carton's show, and he had this to say about fights being made.
You never pulled off that. You'll look back, maybe not with regret, but you go, man, I should have gotten that fight done. The people would have loved it. It would have been a great fight.
Shout out.
Yeah, there's probably been a few. I can't remember off the top of my head, though, but pretty much what I've been very lucky about my career is every fight that the fans wanted to see, we pretty much made. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's about. My job is to make the fights the fans want to see, and we do that pretty much every weekend.
Okay, so obviously that is
not true anymore.
That is not true anymore. Kind of like what you just said with the investors and like fans will listen in. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like MMA and boxing is a sport that people love to tell you how much they love it when they are not watching week to week.
That's right.
Since I started working in this business and now I know to the depths of the ocean about this sport, every fighter on the prelims and everything like that, you can quickly tell if someone actually watches the sport or not. It takes that long. If you're bringing up the Holly Holm head kick of Ronda Rousey that was a decade ago at this point as your first point of reference for the sport, it's like, you probably don't really watch it. Or McGregor's knockout of Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. It's like, okay, you're like not actually into the sport. But for some reason, people love telling you, I love UFC, dude. I love boxing. I love all these things. When you maybe watch one fight a year. And I think for people like that tune into Craig Carton, they're like, I love UFC. There's Dana White, man. When's Conor McGregor fighting again? And he's just like, we always make the fights that people want to see. They're like, hell yeah, they do, man. They do that. That phenomenon. Why is it specifically like if I was like I'm wearing a Brave shirt right now, 95 World Series, shout out to Ted Turner, rest in peace. Like if I was like a diehard all 162 Braves fan and I was just like, yeah, man, like I'm really into baseball, like a normal person like you would not be like, I fucking love baseball, dude. I love baseball. You remember when Derek Jeter threw out the Diamondbacks guy at home? And it's like 20 years ago? Yeah, man, I do remember that.
Yeah, okay. You're right that it happens a lot with our sport because I think as UFC continued to grow and MMA more entered the mainstream, people felt like it was cool and wanted to be associated with it. So I think that a lot of it comes from that, right? Like it's like people understand that UFC as a brand and MMA in general is kind of like edgy and cool. So you want to kind of like be associated with that. Whereas baseball is kind of seen as like maybe like a more old timer sport and the age is gonna be higher. So they don't necessarily want to do that. But it happens a ton in boxing and MMA, but I actually feel like it is like a universal thing. Like how many times have you been around somebody where they're like, you're like, oh, that fucking movie, and then they're like, I love that movie, and you're like,
they can't name the main character.
Remember when? And they're like,
oh sure,
yeah. So people just have this instinct to like lie about shit that they love or don't love or whatever. But you're 100% right when it comes to MMA. It's I love MMA. Last time you watched a fight was fucking Conor McGregor.
I love MMA. Who's fighting this weekend? Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. I think I've heard of Max before. It's like, what the fuck? All right, it's totally fine. I'm not trying to gatekeep here. It is totally fine if you don't like MMA, but like, I don't know. I feel
you don't
like
have to lie to elevate your fandom.
Yeah,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
My whole point is, I feel like it serves those type of fans. Obviously, this is a sport with far more casual fans than like complete bloodthirsty diehards.
No truly casual fan gives a shit that Dana White is lying and couldn't make Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, right? They don't care about that. We care about that.
They also probably don't know.
They had no idea. So when Dana White goes out there and says, we make the biggest fights, every fight that we make is huge, every weekend we're putting on the biggest fights in the sport, there's a truth to that, but there's also the understanding, if you have any level of knowledge of this sport, that that's not actually true, right? That the biggest fights are not being made. The Apex is not hosting massive fights. The Apex is hosting not massive fights. The biggest fights that they've been trying to make in recent history have not been made. Francis Ngannou versus John Jones, Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev has still not been made. All these fights that the fans are actually clamoring for and saying like these are the fights we must have actually historically not been made in recent history, right? There was a time where that was true. It is not true any longer. But to your point, Craig Carton is definitely not going to be able to dissect that, right? Nor is any of Craig Carton's listeners. And so again, you can just go out there and say that. More instructive or more, the takeaway for me is just how little they care about the reality of the sport versus the perception of the sport. And it just continues to make itself clearer and clearer and clearer, everything. When it comes to the AI promos or when it comes to this or when it comes to cutting costs, everything is in service to saving money and maximizing profits. Again, as a business, that's exactly what I would do. I say this every time. I would do nothing different. If I was in the position of power at the UFC, I'd be doing exactly the same playbook they would be doing because that's how you maximize your profits. I have no issue with it. But when you represent the opposite, right? When you say, all we do is put on the best fights, but you don't. You actually try to cut costs and try to put on the most affordable fights. Or say when Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev are arguing over, you wanted too much money. No, you wanted too much money. No, you did this. That's not putting on the best fights, because if you paid them, you'd be able to put on the best fights. The perception is we're great, we're flowing. Carlos Prades or whatever the hell he said, I keep forgetting what he said, is an up-and-coming star. That becomes reality for everybody else. Whereas our reality is knowing you're not doing your best. You're doing still a good job, but you're not doing your best for us.
I said it months ago or weeks ago. I actually think like what we're kicking off this weekend, UFC 328 with Khamzat Chimaev fighting against John Strickland, kicks off this like 3-month UFC. Like this is where they can get back to what they were with the White House card, which is obviously going to be massive. Like, if you're going to hang your hat on anything for the UFC, it's the White House card. You're doing an event at the damn White House, and it's going to be on CBS, and like, it's going to garner a lot of attention.
It is, but July is going to be something too.
This is what I was getting to. And then you follow it up with what's looking like going to be Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway at International Fight Week. Massive event, sort of like, holy shit, Conor McGregor's back. You're going to get so many eyes on that as well. Maybe even more than the White House with Conor McGregor returning. And then what's looking like Islam Makhachev versus Ian Gary, one of your other biggest stars fighting in August. 4 cards in a row that you have your absolute biggest stars on. You have Khamzat Chimaev, Ilia Topuria, Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor, Islam Makhachev, Max Holloway, all fighting on a 4-month period. That's where it feels like it can be like, damn, like if we're still after this 3-month stretch being like UFC is, it feels like they're mailing it in, then I feel like we have a real problem.
Yeah, and there's a decent enough mix of like the new guard there, right? Like Khamzat, Ilya, those guys are newer to the game, right? They're not exactly Josh Van where they're 23 years old, but they are new, or what is he now? 24, 25? 24. They're newer to the game. So yes, like this is a good showcase, right? This is a good opportunity for the UFC. I'm curious now that you mention it, whether there will be more general casual interest in the White House or Conor McGregor's return, because there will be a lot of people who just tune into the White House thing. 1, because it'll be on Paramount. 2, because the president is literally hosting them in the Oval Office talking about it, right? Now on your political programs, on Fox News and elsewhere, people who may not be that core demographic are now seeing this thing.
My mom's seeing it.
But your mom's seeing a bunch of faces she doesn't know. Your mom's seeing Alex Pereira, who she's never seen in her entire life. She's seeing Ilia Topuria, who she has never seen in her entire life. You put Conor McGregor's face on a poster, it's like that. Sure. It's instantaneous recognition. Nobody doesn't know who that guy is. And so I wonder what the general like casual interest is around both of those comparatively.
Right. Here's the thing. The general casual interest around the White House is going to be absolutely massive. Like I mentioned with my mom, she's not just tuning in to see, my brother with the Marine Corps band in the background. That's shit. She's tuning in for the spectacle of it being at the White House. Like people are just going to tune in for that. And if the draw is the White House and the backdrop is Ilia Topuria and Alex Pereira fighting, you're in a very good position because they can put on highlight reels that make people dive deeper. Like, damn, I want to know more about this guy. You said he's 18-0, a double champ from Spain, and he's knocked out every legend on his way to here. You can bring that in. And then to double it down the very next month, 4 weeks later, with a Conor McGregor-Max Holloway fight, that's how you draw people back into like, oh, shit, they're still doing their thing over here.
Yeah. No, they have a big opportunity. I think they've made some really smart moves in terms of this. Having Ilia Topuria and Alex Pereira is a smart move, is a great move for them. Is it the fight that, like, as we saw, everybody wanted Islam versus Ilia? I think having just the idea of Ilia Topuria and Alex Pereira on this card is as good as you're going to do, right? There were talks of John Jones and all this stuff. John Jones versus Alex Pereira would have been massive. There's a few things that I'm thinking about. One, like, what is that casual interest going to be, right? How many people tune in just because it's at the White House? And we're going to find that. Maybe we'll find that out. I don't know. If the numbers are very good, I imagine they'll tout them. So we might find that out. 2, what does Conor's return look like and what does the buzz around that get? As we get further and further from his last fight, I just do wonder, right? There has to be a diminishing point, right? There has to be a point where Conor McGregor is so far in the rear view that people are starting to less and less and less remember. I don't think we're at a point where it's not going to be massive, but I just wonder what that kind of like has scaled out to be now that it's been a very long time since we last seen him. 2021. And so there's that. And then the other thing I'm thinking about is, what is the Netflix number going to be next week? What is the number for the Netflix MMA card going to be next week? And how does that compare to what this UFC run coming up is going to look like? These are very, like, I don't feel like it's a immediate, this is what's at stake, but these will be instructive in terms of the appetite for fan bases across the sport of MMA. I was going to say, the UFC specifically.
The fact that the Netflix card is their first MMA card, like they've done huge numbers with boxing. Let's see how the MMA does.
Yes.
You know, does it turn people off because it's MMA, or are more people tuning in?
And as I said about Conor, what's Ronda's drawing power now? Yeah. She's longer removed from the game, right? What is her appeal? Does anybody still have that pop for Nate Diaz, right? Like, there's all these different questions that, like, Francis Ngannou, can he get into bigger fights on the heels of this? There's all kinds of storylines around it. It is a very important stretch, in my opinion, for the sport of MMA that's coming up. Right?
Important, fascinating. I'm excited for it. I'm very much looking forward to the entire summer. I think it's going to be a great summer for MMA, and we'll see how it looks in just a few short months. When fall's kicking off, we'll have a different picture of like how things were able to go, and obviously the train's going to keep rolling along no matter what. But
that's the business, right? The business at this point is every week we're putting on fights and we just keep going.
But it'd be nice to see like a shoot up in interest across the board. Mark Shapiro continued on that earnings call. He was asked about fighters and fans becoming a little bit more vocal about compensation. Take a listen.
Out of the gate, when we did the Paramount deal, we doubled fighter bonuses at UFC, which is an 8-figure investment. And that was inclusive in our full year guidance. Fighter compensation continues to grow at a meaningful clip, and we know what our core assets are, and we would never turn a blind eye to our most meaningful investment. So we believe that we make strategic and targeted investments in our athletes and our talent at WWE, not something that's keeping us up at night.
All right. Not something that's keeping them up at night.
The fucking line at the end, the not keeping us up at night. Every time this guy gets on one of these calls, it just like makes my skin crawl. The way he kind of just coldly talks about the sport, the talent, the athletes. It is just a numbers game.
Not worried about it, bro.
Not worried about it.
Not worried about it. Bro can't pay his rent, begging for a $100K bonus, on his knees pleading. Don't keep me up at night.
Did you hear that they made an 8-figure investment in fighter bonuses? 8 figures. That's a lot of money when you're making $1.1 billion a year from Paramount.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the yearly number?
Yeah.
And then, advertise everything.
All right. I don't want to harp on this, but to put a pin on it, to say it one more time, the UFC is not a fight organization anymore. They make fights, but they are a public company that is trying to maximize revenue. They are not interested, as Dana White said earlier, in making the best fights. They make the best fights if they can afford to make them, and that's what's going to improve their bottom line. But it's not their mandate. Their mandate is not to make the biggest fights anymore. Their mandate is to make fights that make the most money for the least cost. And that's a very different business model. It's a very different thing than we used to have, because they used to have to put on the biggest fights to make the most money. What will be interesting is if Netflix can have a successful event and then you might have to put on the biggest fights, right? If they get into the game, it's going to be different. But yeah, not worried about it. Not keeping me up at night.
Don't keep me up.
WWE talent cut. Not keeping me up at night. Whatever.
Don't keep me up at night. He was asked about the public investment fund of Saudi Arabia with the concern surrounding them pulling out investments from Live Golf. Here's what he had to say in regards to the PIF.
Following the news of PIF withdrawing its funding in Live Golf, our partners in Saudi Arabia have confirmed that will not be the case with TKO. Their commitment to our properties in 2026 and beyond is unwavering. As such, after these two events, we expect the remainder of our 2026 slate in the Middle East, comprised of 6 events, inclusive of UFC, WWE, and Zuffa Boxing, to take place as planned. The demand is real, our partners are committed, and we are leaning in. TKO benefits from having defensive model business characteristics.
I mean, that was something I was wondering. So now we have an answer, or at least, Shapiro is representing the answer as Saudi funding is here and it's not being pulled, right? He's addressing the fact that Live Golf, the funding has been pulled. That's not happening with TKO. And so that's interesting, right? It tells me if this is true and if the funding remains there, this tells me that the faith in the return on investment as far as TKO goes is much higher than it was for Live Golf or any of these other properties that they are not supporting.
And it kind of feels like, to this point, combat sports in general.
Yeah.
Boxing, TKO, wrestling, UFC, having combat sports out there seems like a better investment for them in their opinion, as opposed to the Six Kings, Riyadh, tennis tournament, the flag football, one-off event, everything like that. So very interesting stuff from Mark Shapiro. Very interesting point in the business and the sport of MMA. And we'll see what happens. A very eventful summer ahead. But it starts this weekend with UFC 328 in Newark, New Jersey. Khamzat Chimaev taking on Sean Strickland for the middleweight title of the world. And I had to kick it off.
How?
Shout out to the artist poster, man.
Oh,
the artist
yeah.
series poster is so good this week. Look at that.
Do you have the artist name?
Fucking hell.
Let me pull it up. I gotta show respect to him. It's kind of like Disney-esque a little bit. Like it sort of looks like like a movie poster for like a Disney movie.
It definitely does.
Reminds me of the video game Hades. The people in the chat know.
Shout out to the people
Don
in the chat.
Davis definitely knows. He might call in about it.
Shout out to Ognen Sporin, O.SPORIN on Instagram. He does incredible work. Like his stuff looks like it's out of a video game. It's gorgeous, man. Imagine if this was the official one with the UFC 328 behind the teeth.
Look at the wolf's eyes. Look at the eagle. Look at how perfectly he captured Sean Strickland and Khamzat. Like it's just so much better. It's ridiculous.
It's so fucking good, and it just has so much like personality to it.
Yes.
It's just so much better than what we typically see.
This is the type of thing that if you were walking by, you'd turn your head and be like, what is this? Is this some new movie? Is this a horror movie? What is this, right? By the way, shout out to our boy Oven, who did a fantastic thumbnail for the show today.
Thumb today is sick.
With a similar kind of like thought process, right? It's the wolf, but we kind of had Sean Strickland hunting. But like that turns ahead, whereas like when you see, how many times do you think people just pass by the fucking this guy versus this guy and just don't even look?
I scroll by it on Twitter and Instagram all the time, and I don't even look. I mean, how could you look? Also, like, imagine if they just gave the keys to the castle and they were like, you need to have Khamzat Chimaev on there, you need to have Sean Strickland on there, then the UFC 328, like their fonting and logo style, you need to incorporate that somehow. Those are our 3 rules. We'll see you in a couple weeks, brother.
I think they do that with the artist series, but yeah.
Oh, there it is. That shit's fire, bro.
Is this the actual real poster?
Oh, shit, that's just fucking fire, dude. Let me get a copy. Let me hang that up. I need that shit framed, bro. That shit's fucking sick.
It just doesn't say anything,
What
right?
if instead of the normal faces, we put like a sewage green tint on them? I think that'd be fucking sick.
You think that's in tribute to Jersey? Yeah,
I think that'd be sick. That shit's fire. I can't wait till the International Fight Week poster comes out and it's 4 guys, but it's like their flags behind them, and people are like, yo, this is actually a low-key banger, dude. They cooked with this one.
This is a very particularly good artist series, though. Like, this will definitely be in the running for poster of the year.
Oh, for sure. And like artist series, just the juxtaposition between the artist series and the regular one. Shout out, man. What
was his name again?
There it is. Shout out to Ognen Sporin.
Shout out to Ognen Sporin.
O.SPORIN. Go give him a follow on Instagram. Go give him a follow on Twitter. It is magical stuff, man. He absolutely killed it. Him, Warwick Wong, all those guys.
Yeah, Warwick Wong always does great ones.
That are doing this. They
Shout out to
absolutely
John
smash
Galong.
it. Oh, John Galong, legend. Always smash it, making good ones. All right, to the fight itself. Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland. Can Sean Strickland, as a massive underdog, once again get his belt back and shock the world? Did he do enough in the Fluffy Hernandez fight with the defensive grappling, with the aggressiveness, with him being able to finish Fluffy Hernandez to convince you that he can do the same to Khamzat Chimaev?
My answer is yes, but not because of the Fluffy fight.
Okay.
And I think I said this after the Fluffy fight, which is I knew Sean was as good as he showed in the Fluffy fight defensively. I was not like surprised in any way by that. what I was surprised with that fight was that Fluffy wasn't aggressive in the way that I expected him to be, and he had nothing for Sean. Once Plan A was done, he wasn't chain wrestling. He wasn't trying to do anything to kind of stay on it. I wasn't surprised. I was surprised with the outcome. I was picking Fluffy. I thought Fluffy was going to have a much easier time, but I wasn't surprised by the skills. Sean Strickland is one of the best defensive fighters we've got, and we see it in the higher the stakes, the higher the level matchup, the better he performs, right? Because most of the time, what you're dealing with when you're Sean Strickland is guys who are used to dominating everybody, who are used to cruising through opponents, who don't struggle, who don't suffer, right? When he beat Israel Adesanya was on a historic level run. When you are that guy, and then you meet somebody in Sean Strickland who can completely neutralize or shut down your game with their defensive tactics, right? He stays very safe when it comes to the stand-up. He's not, let me be clear what I mean when I say that. He's not a safe fighter, like a point fight. Like, I'm not trying to say that like he's not trying to fight. Sean Strickland wants to fight, but he hides behind his shoulder well. You know, he has that like straight like style where he's hiding behind the shoulder.
He's got the shell.
He has the kinda. It's like an awkward version of it. He doesn't get hit clean a lot, right? Even when he's getting hit, he's rolling with it, or it's going over the top, or it's hitting arms. He just stays safe. And again, I don't mean like he doesn't get aggressive and try to fight. What I just mean is when you're throwing punches at him, or when you're throwing kicks at him, or when you're trying to take him down, he's so savvy, he's so smart at either deflecting that or preventing you from doing what you want to do. And so when you're somebody who's used to cruising, when you're somebody who's used to rolling everybody, and you meet somebody like this, one, it really fucks up your game plan, right? Because the things that you are used to working against everybody are not working. And so now you have to come up with an option B, C, D. The best fighters have options B, C, and D, right? It's not only A. There's not only option A. Fluffy Hernandez only had option A, and we saw what happens when you only have option A. So it's frustrating, but on the other side of it, Sean Strickland is very, very difficult to deal with because of his volume, right? So in addition to the fact that defensively he's sound, offensively, he's stifling you even more by taking you off your game, by being the one on the gas pedal, by punching you more and disrupting your rhythm more than you are disrupting his. It's a very, very, very difficult style to deal with. There's only really two ways you can deal with it. One is Alex Pereira, right? Nuclear option. It doesn't matter if you're defensively sound. If I clip you with this nuke, it doesn't really matter. You're going to sleep. You're fucked. Like that's one of the paths to victory. The second path to victory is the path that I believe Khamzat Chimaev possesses, which is relentlessness, right? Fluffy was not relentless in that fight. He gave up. He didn't quit the fight, but he gave up on attacks, right? There were moments in that fight where if he was unsuccessful on a takedown attempt, or unsuccessful in the clinch, or unsuccessful in the striking, he reset. He tried to do something else. Grapplers like Khabib, grapplers like Khamzat Chimaev, grapplers like Merab Dvalishvili. Entry one is just the first part of the attack. Entry one is just, let me see if this works. Then there's the chain wrestling. Then there's the hand fighting. Then there's the grips. Then there's trying to turn it into a clinch situation. Khamzat Chimaev possesses that. Khamzat Chimaev possesses that level of relentless attack that I do think is going to give Sean Strickland a lot of problems, and it's going to be hard for anybody Khamzat Chimaev faces to deal with. So you started with, do I believe Sean Strickland can win this fight? I absolutely believe Sean Strickland can win this fight. Do I believe he will win this fight? I don't. I believe Khamzat Chimaev is going to win this fight because I think his skill set, his option A is superior to most people's options A, B, C, and D. And I think he has option B also.
Especially in those first 5 minutes. Whatever you want to say about him, Khamzat Chimaev in the first 5 minutes is the most dangerous, is the most lethal fighter in the entire world. Even the ones that win a long time, Dricus du Plessis, he controlled that first round for like 4 minutes and 47 seconds, and it looked like he was going to get him out of there in that very first round. It goes on to go 25 minutes. He controls the entire thing. The Usman fight went to a decision, but man, in that first round, and you know, Usman started to come on late, in that first round, it looked like he was going to finish him several times. He survived
hell.
Usman was, yes, he was playing to survive that first round. He was being very defensively sound, and like to get out of like the rear naked choke, he had to literally throw Khamzat's body off of him. Same thing with the Gilbert Burns fight. Everyone wants to be like, man, he got pushed to the brink by Gilbert Burns. A very different Gilbert Burns than we're seeing today that fought Mike Malad. Almost got him out of there in the very first round again. Like, even when he doesn't finish these guys, It is hell to get through those very first 5 minutes of the fight. And to your point about Fluffy Hernandez, that Khamzat Chimaev I don't think is going to be like, Fluffy Hernandez got credited with 1 takedown attempt in that fight.
Was it really only 1? Jeez, okay.
I just remember, like, well, they would go into a clinch and, like, there was just nothing that he could do. So, like, official takedown attempts, he got 1 of those.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing, win, lose, or draw, Khamzat Chimaev is going to have a single takedown attempt. Just 1.
Yeah.
If this one goes 3 rounds or however it may be. Now, when you don't try to play it safe, when you don't try to survive the hell with Khamzat Chimaev, like a guy like Robert Whittaker trying to get up to the mat, like, that is where mistakes be made. We've talked about it a lot lately with Islam Makhachev versus JDM, Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira, DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev. These 25-minute grappling fests where they're racking up 20-plus minutes of control time over the 25 minutes, and you're like, God, this is fucking boring. Why aren't they fucking trying to finish? Because the other guy is not taking the risks to allow them to make the mistake to get in the choke and finish them. Like, you always say it, these guys are so fucking good now that they can be defensively sound enough to last till the end of the round, but then they get the takedown and then it's just rinse and repeat and they end up just controlling him the entire time. The way that I feel in my gut is that Sean Strickland is going to be a guy that is going to be willing to take risks. And I think that's going to open him up to making a mistake with Khamzat Chimaev on the ground. And I think that's how Khamzat Chimaev is able to finish the fight. I think if he wins, he's going to finish Sean Strickland this weekend.
So you don't think he could win by decision?
Oh, of course he could win by decision.
Oh, so
I'm making my like proper prediction.
Yeah.
I think Sean Strickland is going to be more risk oriented. Like, all right, man, he's got me on the ground. I'm not just laying here, dude. I'm going to actively try to get back up to my feet. I mean, DDP had like 6 takedowns in the first fight and got like 2 minutes of control time. Like, Sean Strickland was constantly getting back up, constantly moving. I just don't imagine that he's just going to get laid on by Khamzat Chimaev. I think he's going to actively try to win the fight, and I think that's going to lead to a mistake because Khamzat Chimaev is a wizard on the ground. Like, his wrestling is unbelievable. His submissions are unbelievable. Like, he's 15-0 and the champion of the world for a reason, and I think that's going to open him up, and he's going to be able to get a finish. But I do also agree with you. I don't think that is like set in stone. That is just my prediction for what I think is going to happen. If he's not able to get it to the mat, if Sean Strickland is able to frustrate him, this is a fight that he can win. He's incredibly defensively sound. And if it gets into a striking affair, he's going to have the cardio advantage over the 25 minutes, 100%. The volume advantage, and probably the defensive advantage as well. So I think it's a winnable fight, but my ultimate prediction is that Strickland, that Khamzat gets it to the ground and he's able to lock up a submission.
Yeah. Strickland's path to victory is mostly the same every time, right? It's, I'm going to outlast you, right? It's a war of attrition with Sean Strickland every single time. I was very impressed with Dricus du Plessis, who was able to win the wars of attrition with Sean Strickland, because most people can't. Most people wilt. As we're talking about Fluffy, and I don't want to be too hard on Fluffy, who I think is a fantastic fighter and looked great up until that fight, but Fluffy wilted. When he was not having his success by the third, when did he finish him? Third or fourth?
Third round, yeah.
By that third round, when he had nothing left, Sean was just getting it to gear, right? Now Sean is really firing on all cylinders and had the opportunity to finish him. So most people cannot keep up with the pace of Sean Strickland, and as I mentioned earlier, are frustrated beyond all hell because they can't do what they're intending to do. So in addition to you not getting off your offense, he's getting off his offense on you, and it's a very difficult thing to kind of face. The way you neutralize that, though, is you put him on his ass and you control him. To your point, I agree that if Sean Strickland is on the bottom, I just don't see a world where he's just trying to survive. I don't think that that's the type of fighter Sean Strickland is. Sean Strickland wants to beat Khamzat Chimaev. Sean Strickland there's no moral victory for Sean Strickland if he comes out of there and got dominated by Khamzat Chimaev for 5 rounds, right? There are a lot of fights in modern MMA, some that you even mentioned, right? Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. Max could have taken risks in that fight. Charles could have taken more risks in that fight, to be honest, but Max could have taken more risks and tried to escape or tried to do something that was a little less safe, and it would have opened him up against one of the best grapplers in the world to finish him. He might have had an opportunity to scramble and do something different and get out of position, but he also really would have had an opportunity for Charles Oliveira to finish him. Khamzat Chimaev, we know, is a finisher. We know he's freakishly strong, right? If you talk to anybody who's trained with Khamzat Chimaev, including Sean Strickland, that's the MO. The book on Khamzat Chimaev is that he's just a freak. He's just a freakishly strong dude who has a nose for grappling that most people don't have. If Sean Strickland tries to escape or tries to do something from bottom that puts him in a better position, it also opens him up for opportunities. And I do think Khamzat Chimaev is somebody who's capable of doing those. The way that Sean Strickland wins, though, is if Sean Strickland does keep himself safe in the first couple rounds, I would put my money on Strickland's gas tank over Khamzat's. And now, there was a time in MMA where it was like, Khamzat Chimaev can't last more than 3 minutes. He's going to gas out. I think we've definitively kind of proven that he can still win
we saw
if the fights get extended.
Control the champion DDP.
Yeah, and even the like Kamaru and Gilbert Burns fights, in my opinion, got a little bit overrated. They got a little bit overhyped in terms of people just wanting Khamzat to fail and be this gas bag and whatever. But Sean Strickland is somebody with the best cardio in the game, right? And so I do believe if he's able to survive the first 3 rounds, rounds 4 and 5 are going to be dicier for Khamzat Chimaev. Can he try that same game plan? Can it look like rounds 4 and 5 against DDP? Certainly. But Sean Strickland tends to be coming on stronger in those rounds. That's when Sean Strickland is really kicking into gear because you're most of the time downshifting. Everybody's kind of conserving. I wouldn't be surprised if Khamzat is frustrated in the way that many Sean Strickland opponents get, and he also tries to get outside himself, right? If the grappling's not going as well as Khamzat likes, and all of a sudden Khamzat wants to strike on the feet with Sean Strickland, I think Khamzat probably has a power advantage. But in terms of a technicality, in terms of a slickness, and in terms of his defensive skills on the feet, he's not in the realm of Sean Strickland, at least not yet, right? We don't see them as much. But in training, in the past fights we've seen, he's not on the level of Sean Strickland. If he opens himself up, right? We talked about Sean Strickland giving opportunities to Khamzat. If rounds 1, 2, and 3 don't go as dominantly for Khamzat, and he starts chasing something, chasing a finish, or trying to really put a stamp on something, and opens himself up, I do believe that Sean Strickland is going to capitalize on that. And so the longer this fight goes, the more I favor Sean Strickland. I think he can win. I don't think he will win.
Okay, to your point also, the DDP fight, first round controls him for 447, second round 447, third round 446, fourth round 426. But that fifth round, DDP outstruck him 10-9 on significant strikes, and he only controlled him for 254.
Yeah.
So it was by far DDP's best
incredible
round. Also, just to the Khamzat Chimaev first round, those 5 minutes against DDP outstruck him 131-3. 4 minutes and 47 seconds of control time.
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker finished him in the first round. Kamaru Usman, first round, outstruck him 61-5, 4 minutes and 35 seconds of control time. Kevin Holland finished him in the first round. Gilbert Burns dropped him, took him down, outstruck him 27-18, 2 minutes of control time. And then Leach first round finish, Meerschaert first round finish, Reese McKee first round finish, John Phillips second round finish.
Yeah.
So those first 5 minutes with Khamzat Chimaev, the first round in the John Phillips fight, controlled him for 4 minutes and 55 seconds, outstruck him 118-2.
Yeah, no, it's hell. You must be prepared for hell in the first round against Khamzat. That's the reality of the situation.
It is incredible. I am with you. I do not think this is a foregone conclusion. I think Sean Strickland can win this fight, but I also don't think that he will. I'm picking Khamzat Chimaev.
Are you at all influenced by Sean Strickland's seeming confidence talking about their training sessions?
No, that doesn't matter to me. I think Sean Strickland is in a headspace where he is going to win the fight in his head.
Yeah.
There is nothing stopping him. These guys have a sense of self-belief that I admire more than most. And he thinks he's going to win this fight on Saturday. No doubt about it. So his sense of confidence is not surprising to me.
Yeah. We talked about it throughout the week. I don't put much stock into this is how it went in the training room. And we hear differing accounts, right? Neither of them seems to be confirming what the other's saying, right? Sean saying Khamzat only likes to steamroll and be a bully and go against lesser guys. And Khamzat's no, I bullied you. We don't know. We don't really know. Only the people who are in that room seem to know. Based on everybody who talks about training with Khamzat, we had Luke Rockhold on the show earlier this week. I can't imagine a world where Khamzat's just only bullying subpar fighters. It just doesn't. It wouldn't make any sense. You don't get as good as Khamzat. You don't get as sharp as Khamzat by doing that, right?
Not just Luke Rockhold, even back to his days at All Stars in Sweden. Everyone in there. Jack
Any gym
Hermanson.
stories about him are this guy's a freak.
Yeah, Gustafson, a freak, like an absolute monster, a terror to be around. I mean, we watched some footage earlier this week of him and Luke Rockhold grappling. I know he brings in professional wrestlers to wrestle against. He obviously trains with Arman Tsarukyan, who is a world-class fighter as well. Like, I think he is going to come in prepared, just like I think Sean Strickland is going to come in prepared. I don't really put much into the shit talking and the threats and everything like that. It doesn't seem to be affecting.
Well, I guess we'll find out later today at the presser.
Yeah, I actually think it's going to be kind of like Strickland's going to say a bunch of shit, no doubt about it. He's going to get some clips off for sure. But I just can't imagine it's going to affect Khamzat that much. I think Johnny Eblin sort of had it right yesterday, who obviously trains closely and is with Sean Strickland a lot of the times. He's like. The fight's going to happen on Saturday. They both want to get paid. They both want to fight for the championship. It's going to happen, you know. It's sort of just build up to the fight. We saw some clips of Khamzat grappling. We just got this clip of Khamzat hitting the heavy bag. I am with you. I don't think he has the technical advantage, but when it comes to the power, man.
Hands look fast too, though. But yes, the power is there.
Comes to the power, dude. That Gerald Mearshart one is etched in my brain. The dude definitely has power.
And he's had a few on the local scene before he came into the UFC. Yes, he has power.
Look, he went into a war with Gilbert Burns. Like, if he's not getting takedowns, I don't think like the fight is done. I don't think it's just like, oh, he's cooked. There's nothing he can do here. Like, it's not like he's dead. Obviously, he's going to try to get it to the ground. That's the clear game plan. But like, you know, he's willing to trade hands. Last thing on the fight, and it's not about the fight itself. You see what Arman posted? Big Khamzat before shipping off to Newark. Got himself a Maybach.
Oh, yeah?
Congratulations, man. Look at that bad boy. Now, I don't know if they're saying, Arman, you no longer have the best cars. Let me try. I was going to say, I don't know.
Is that Arman getting in?
Yeah. I don't know if they hooked him up with this so Arman could drive it around or so Khamzat could. Arman obviously loves his cars. I don't know who gifted this to him. Yeah, shout out. But, man, rolling around in the Maybach, when your door handles got lights, you know it's a nice car.
There's a lot of names out there that could have gifted it to him. Must be nice. Fuck, I'd take one as a gift. Anybody want to gift me one?
Fuck, man. Shout out. Congratulations to Khamzat on getting the Mercedes Maybach.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Yeah, well, congrats on that one. So, yeah, I think we're both predicting this is a fight, man.
Yeah. This.
We both think Strickland is a live dog. Like, he can win this fight?
Absolutely.
What do you make of the minus 600 Khamzat?
It feels high, and it's one of those that we're going to say, in hindsight, duh, or what the fuck was this? Those are the
like
only
it's
options.
almost like it was only minus 600, or it was I cannot fucking believe they did this again to Strickland.
Yeah, that's what it is. Strickland is a much better fighter than he tends to get credit for, because people either love him or hate him or whatever. He's not a finisher, right? Even though he did finish Fluffy, he's not a finisher by the most obvious ways. And he doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that one hitter quitter thing. He doesn't have that crazy viciousness that Khamzat Chimaev has. So I think he tends to be a little bit underrated. It's a very, very high level fight. Very, very high level. Sean Strickland is an extremely high level fighter.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the tension in the air in the Prudential Center at the Rock on Saturday night. Like, when Bruce is roaring, I'm going to be on one. When those lights go down and you got Khamzat crouched over looking like a psycho, it's going to be great, man.
And you can watch it with us.
You sure can. Excuse me. You can watch it with us Saturday night, 8:45 Eastern, watch party right here on the channel. Going to be a good one. I am very much looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. Let's go to the co-main event. Another title fight, this time for the flyweight title. Joshua Van taking on Tatsuro Taira, 24 versus 26. I didn't get any confirmation on this, but this feels like it has to be the youngest title fight in UFC history.
That's a good one, probably,
50 years old? I mean, that is unbelievably young. And I kind of feel like it's similar to the main event in the sense that one fighter is going to be trying to get this thing to the ground, and the other fighter is going to be desperately trying to avoid that and keep it standing on the feet. It's a flip this time. The champion's going to be trying to keep it on the ground in Joshua Van, and the challenger is going to be trying to get it to the mat in Tatsuro Taira. But it's sort of similar styles in that situation.
Yeah, I noted the similarity of the style matchup earlier this week, and I hadn't thought about it until now. And I favor the grappler in both fights. I think Tatsuro Taira is going to get it done. The loss to Brandon Royval,
In a fight that was sort of like, okay, you got that round, I got this round, you got that round. It was like each round was just so cut and dry, clear as day who won it.
It felt to me like a learning opportunity for Tyra. It felt to me like, hey, he got a big shot against a big opponent. Not that Alex Perez is not a big opponent who was the fight before that, but Royval is a different level, and that's the one that I think opened his eyes and awakened him to like what the level of competition is up here. And then after that, he went on to submit his next two opponents. Stylistically, I just don't love it for Josh Van. We saw the Ray Saruya fight, and he just didn't seem to have the level of grappling that you need to be able to keep somebody like Tyra off. I don't see it.
This is sort of like, it's like Tatsuro Taira, the Brendan Moreno fight was so impressive to me. Like he even looked slick on the feet. And I think his striking is improving as we go along. I don't think it has caught up to how good his grappling is. And I kind of feel the same way about Joshua Van. I think his grappling is probably getting better, but it's obviously not on the level of his striking. And to your point, I actually think this fight, within like the first 10 minutes, we're sort of going to get a feel for how it's going. If Tatsuro Taira is getting takedowns, Josh Van is going to be in a world of trouble. Tatsuro Taira is a wizard on the ground. He is just going to outclass Josh Van, and he may be able to get him out of there in those first 10 minutes. If Tatsuro Taira cannot get the takedowns, I cannot imagine as the rounds go on, he's going to be more likely to get them. And in that sense, I think it's going to stay on the feet. And Josh Van, dude, most significant strikes per minute at like 8.86, puts up insane volume. The boxing combinations are brilliant. Doesn't have that like one hitter quitter power, but will finish you on an accumulation of damage. Like over the course of the 25 minutes, if Tatsuro Taira is not getting the takedowns, he will outclass him. And like, I think he is very live for a finish. So within that first round, if Tatsuro Taira can't get it to the mat, I think it's going to spell trouble. But I do agree with you. I think he will get it down there. And I think from there, he's just going to shine, dude.
He is not the same as the wrestlers that I was talking about when I was like, Habib and Khamzat are relentless, right? Like and Marab, it's chain wrestling, it's flowing, it's just making you feel like you're in the grinder, you're getting crushed and then they eventually get you to the mat and then you're cooked. The Tatsuro Taira experience is not like that. Like we saw in the Moreno fight, Moreno was having some decent success in like stuffing. So Moreno was having some decent success in like keeping Taira off him and remaining safe and not getting submitted. But after a certain amount of time, when Taira is looking decent on the feet and not like just getting overwhelmed, and I think we also saw that like his chin's pretty decent. Like he can take a punch, which is something you kind of have to find out about somebody. He can take a punch. When he's doing good enough on the feet and he has the advantage in the grappling, it's almost like a waiting game. It's almost like, let's exchange on the feet for as much as we kind of want to, and then I'm going to try this again. And if you can't stop it the first time, if you do stop it the first time, there's going to be a second time. And if you stop it the second time, there's going to be a third time. He's not somebody who abandons the game plan, right? He's not somebody who's just like throwing out the game plan because it's not effective. And so over the course of this fight, the Ray Saruya fight just showed me like you can get to Joshua Van, you can get to his legs, you can get in on the takedowns. Taira is much better. Taira is so much better there.
Also, Ray Saruya got 4 takedowns in that fight against Josh Van. It may only take one from Tatsuro Taira.
Well, the submission threat is...
He only got credited with the one against Brandon Moreno, and he was able to flatten him out and KO him. Like, he was able to just land unanswered shots for long enough time that the ref was like, dude, I have to call this, man. Like, you just aren't defending yourself anymore, Brandon Moreno. And so, like, there's a world that, like, it only takes the one from Tatsuro Taira. But, man, if you can't get that one, he's going to be in trouble on the feet.
And there's a world where he gets the one and Josh is able to get up too, right?
Yeah, of course.
This has there's a massive gulf between the striking of the two fighters and the grappling of the two fighters. It's just what it is.
I think this is why I love this fight, because it's two young stars, both guys born in the 2000s, 24, 26. One could sort of cement himself as flyweight champion. Like, you know, a lot of people are calling into question because of the injury of Pantoja and everything like that. He can cement himself like, I am the champ. I am only 24 years old. I am the champion of this division. And then Tatsuro Taira can become the first Japanese-born UFC champion in history. The stakes that are aligned with this one, and then also, I think whoever wins, their specialty is going to shine in a way that is fan-friendly.
Yeah. 100% agree. Love the fight. Love the fact that it's two guys of this age getting this opportunity. I don't think a win by Joshua Van does much to cement him in that way, just because I think until he fights Pantoja again, people are just going to say the same stuff. They're going to say he's paper champ or whatever. What I'm interested in is if Josh Van can get his confidence, right? If Josh Van goes, I beat Alexandre Pantoja, now I beat Tatsuro Taira, and starts to grow into the, like, there's a championship mentality. There's a championship mindset. There's a carrying yourself like a champion. Josh Van is so young in the game. He hasn't really like climbed the levels in the same way that some other guys have, right? He's kind of shortcutted it by being very active, and in a shallow division where they're kind of hungry for challenges for Pantoja, he got up there quickly. You don't have a lot of time to mature. You don't have a lot of time to develop. You don't have a lot of time to build your swagger. Quite frankly, losing is a big way that you kind of like do that, is a big way you reset. I pointed to Taira losing because I think that was a reset point for him. I could point to Josh Van as well, that the loss to Charles Johnson was a real like reset point for him. So neither of these guys has really like had that like suffering. Neither of these guys has really like had to build themselves. If Josh Van gets another very, very, very high level win here, and he beat Pantoja. Anybody who says he didn't beat Pantoja is a fucking idiot. Like, you're just dumb. You don't have to like it. You don't have to believe that he's better than Pantoja. He won fair and square. If he has a win over Pantoja and he has a win over Tatsuro Taira, I really do think that that's going to do a lot to bolster him and give him a lot of confidence heading into a potential rematch. Or, I don't know necessarily what Pantoja's timeline is. Maybe he fights again before then. Doesn't really matter. Ultimately, this will be very good for the confidence of Josh Van. And as far as Taira goes, as you said, the UFC's been dying for this UFC Japan headliner star. And if you have the champion in Tatsuro Taira, maybe you can even put him against Horiguchi if Horiguchi can get past Kopp, I think is the fight that they have lined up.
At the Apex.
Or even Taira facing Kopp. You've got a massive, massive, massive fight for Japan. So it's all wins for the UFC, no matter who comes out of this matchup. I favor Taira. There's a real chance, and I think we're both acknowledging this, in the first 3 minutes of this fight, that pick could look goofy as all fuck when Josh Van is just laying body shots into Taira and he's just crumbling.
Yeah. We're going to find out. It's going to be a fantastic fight.
Josh Van is like my favorite striker in the UFC.
Yeah. I mean, when he gets the boxing combinations off, it is crispy, it is clean, it is very satisfying to watch. Speaking of Alexandre Pantoja, he made a post on Instagram in regards to his former life before becoming champion, about him being a Uber Eats driver. 17,954 deliveries for the guy. 100% satisfaction rate. Shout out, bro. He says, I debuted in the UFC in 2017, the same year I started delivering for Uber Eats to help my family and pay my expenses as an athlete. I made almost 18,000 deliveries while training to improve and aim to reach the top of the biggest MMA event on the planet. You won't always be doing what you want, where you want, and where you know you deserve to be. Difficulty strengthens us, separates the boys from the men, the girls from the women. Keep going, believe in your purpose, work hard, and surround yourself with people who truly believe in you. But earn that trust. That made all the difference in my life. P.S. Treat everyone well, including the delivery drivers. You never know if it's the next UFC champion delivering your food. How can you not fucking love this guy?
He is the fucking best.
He is such a salt of the earth human being. Everything about him, the way that he fights is so sick. He is unbelievable in the octagon. One of the sickest walkout songs. Like, everything about Alexandre Pantoja I absolutely love. Speedy recovery. And take the winner of this fight.
I can't wait to see Pantoja back, man.
Also, the way he handled the Van loss, just like immediately giving him his flowers, his credits. This is his time. This is what was ordained to happen. He was meant to become this champion. He's
the fucking man.
It's incredible.
That's it.
Shout out to Alexandre Pantoja, man. Speedy recovery.
I signed with the UFC. I'm delivering Uber Eats. Cut to Mark Shapiro being like, we make calculated investments. Not worried about it. Like, whatever.
I ain't losing any sleep.
I'm not losing any sleep over my guys delivering Uber.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, Pantoja's, I love Pantoja. I love the flyweight division is my favorite. Like, I love it. It's just so good. All the guys in it are fucking fantastic. There's plenty of like. Getting Horiguchi back into the division was incredible. Van ascending in the way that he did. Tyra bouncing back after the first loss of his career. Like, the whole thing is just fantastic top to bottom. You got a guy like Manel Kape, who's a highlight reel knockout artist, who's just kind of floating around there. It's incredible.
If Horiguchi's able to beat Kape and Tyra beats Van and Pantoja's not ready, you've got a pay-per-view headliner.
I'm telling you, Kape fought for Rizin enough that I think he would be a massive headliner versus
Of course.
Tyra.
I'm just thinking Japan versus Japan.
Oh, we just saw it.
The real sin is putting that fight at the Apex. It's absolutely crazy.
The Horiguchi and Kape.
Yep.
Yeah, we just saw a world title fight in the
Nakatani
boxing
versus
ring
Inoue.
between two top pound for pound guys, Japan versus Japan. Massive.
How'd that thing do? Didn't it? Was it sell out?
Yeah.
One of the biggest gates in boxing history.
Huge viewership.
55,000 people there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be massive for the UFC. I hope, I imagine that they're banking. I imagine that they're hoping that they can do something like that. So it'll be massive for that market. But not for nothing, like, Josh Van would be a very, very strong champion for the UFC. As the second youngest ever, a guy who could really build a very long legacy. There's no losers in this one for the UFC.
Let's keep it rolling along. Alexander Volkov taking on Salsa Boy.
Yep.
Our guy, Waldo Cortez Acosta. We got it right here. We got the Reds jersey. The official Waldo Cortez Acosta from his pitching days. Shout out to him. Reds jersey. Yeah, you're probably saying to yourself right now, why does it just say Cortez Acosta? Because that's what he went by.
No, it just says Cortez.
Sorry, why it just says Cortez and not Cortez Acosta? Yeah, that's because that was on the back of his jersey when he played for the Dominican League Reds. Shout out to him. We're living in a world where if Waldo Cortez Acosta wins this fight, he is going to be the number 2 heavyweight in the world.
Crazy.
Does he get a title shot after Tom Aspinall with a win here?
No, Hokett's going to get it. Josh Hokett's going to beat Derek Lewis and then get it.
Here's the craziest part, because I think there's a long timeline to that. What if they do Hokett versus Waldo Cortez Acosta if he wins this weekend?
They could, but to throw a wrench in that plan, I don't think he beats Alexander Volkov this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know this is a Waldo Cortez Acosta show, but unfortunately,
we are Salsa Boy Army.
I think he's come up against more than he can. He's bit off more than he could chew. Who? Volkov? No, he's just going to be better on the feet. Like, Waldo Cortez is what? Did you hear something?
Yeah, you heard that?
No,
that sounded just like
something about to fall on you. Waldo, I can't tell if you're doing a bit like something's happening because I picked Volkov, or if you actually heard something.
No, I heard something. But
that's that bullshit.
It was just a building coming down.
They're striking us down because I picked against Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Salsa Boy Nation heard you.
Volkov is a better striker in my opinion. Waldo Cortez Acosta is very high volume, especially for a heavyweight, right? His path to victory against most heavyweights is just being relentless, super high volume, decently technical too. But I think Volkov is massively, massively underrated. We saw in the Jailton Almeida fight, his deficiency is in the grappling, right? If Waldo Cortez Acosta wants to take him to the realm that he's least comfortable, it's going to be in the takedowns, but he is not Jailton Almeida when it comes to the takedowns. I'm not as concerned about that threat as I would be against somebody who's primarily and purely a grappler. I think it will remain on the feet long enough that Volkov is going to shine. The physical advantages that he just has over every other heavyweight are always clear. Like, he's not somebody who fights small, right? We've seen some big guys who fight very small. Stefan Struve is a very obvious and famous example. Stefan Struve was one of the tallest fighters we've ever had, but he did not use it. He did not keep people on the end of his punches. He didn't really utilize his kicks in the way that prevented people from getting in on him. He was there to be hit. People would close the range, close the distance, and punch him in the head. Volkov is much, much better at using the range. He fights like a big man as a big man. Waldo Cortez Acosta is a small heavyweight, not a big heavyweight. So I think the physical advantage is going to be too much for him to overcome. Closing that distance is going to be very difficult. Even when he closes the distance, I don't think that he has a huge advantage in the pocket over Volkov either. And so I think Volkov's just going to be a little bit better on the feet. I don't expect Waldo Cortez Acosta to be super, like, a huge threat on the ground to Volkov, and even in the grappling, Volkov might be able to take him down as well. So I'm liking Volkov.
Volkov just has so much experience, so much skill at heavyweight. But how can I doubt? How can I doubt Salsa Boy? How can I doubt Salsa Boy? I mean, he made me join the army. So I'm here.
You doubted him enough times that he made it so you could no longer doubt him.
I can't doubt him anymore. I'll take Waldo Cortez Acosta. You just gave a brilliant breakdown. I'm just gonna say it's the power of the salsa, baby.
He's such a unique and like interesting fighter because it felt like he had no power, and then all of a sudden he's had this real like
knockouts.
Resurgence of finding the button on guys and not bad opponents either. Look, that Derek Lewis fight was a bit of a joke. Like Derek Lewis was not there to fight, and Cortez Acosta just walked over him. But he did it in a way that you're supposed to walk. When Derek Lewis doesn't show up to fight, you're supposed to do exactly that, and he did not let him off the hook. He put the hammer on him. I just think
he put the jab on him.
Yeah, he put the one jab that folded him. But as you said, the experience for Volkov, he has been in there with like the best of the best, the hardest guys to face in this division.
50 pro fights for him.
And that might be the undoing, is maybe there's just too many miles on the car. But if there's not, stylistically, this is almost like, I don't know if you could pick a worse matchup for Waldo Cortez Acosta. Physicality-wise, size for size, it's going to be very difficult.
The recent run for Volkov, win against Shelton Almeida, split decision loss against Cyril Gane that a lot of people thought he won, Sergey Pavlovich win.
Why do I not remember that? Oh, you're talking about Volkov. Yes.
Yeah.
He won that fight. That's not a thing. He won that fight.
Taito Ivasa win, Alexander Romanov win, Jairzinho Rosenstrike win, Tom Aspinall loss, Marcin Tibero win. So, I mean, we're talking about, what are we talking, 6-2 in his last 8 against,
And one of them was a win.
Yeah. Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane. He's fighting the very top of the division. So it's going to be an interesting fight. It's a great featured bout on this main card with real implications in the heavyweight division.
I saw something about this online, and now I'm seeing it. I have Tapology open. Do you know about that they had the strength of schedule thing now? Tapology added this
I've
feature.
never heard of this.
Shout out to Tapology out there. A free plug for you guys. You're welcome. They have a thing called strength of schedule now where you can see like what's the strength of the schedule that these fighters have come up against. And so in like let's just do these top 3 fights that we just broke down. Son Strickland's strength of schedule is 74. Khamzat Chimaev's is 69. So that's relatively close. They've both faced pretty high level opposition. Tyra 38, Josh Van 36, right? So obviously not as high level. As we said, their UFC runs were like you go from fighting like prelims against unknowns to immediately being in like upper echelon. You're fighting Brandon Moreno. You're fighting Pantoja for the title. Volkov's is 67. Waldo Cortez Acosta's is 50.
Wow.
That's quite a big gap in terms of like who you've been fighting lately.
Scroll down.
Yeah.
By Sanger Susurkayev, strength of schedule 4, Jordan Santos 6. That's tough. Yaroslav Amosov, strength of schedule 7.
That feels off. That might be, maybe this is like...
Okay, it feels off, but man, his time in Bellator was like...
Yeah, not a lot of...
Eric Silva, Ed Ruth.
Yeah, that was a very good wrestler.
Mark Lemminger.
4 versus 6 is crazy work.
That is crazy work. We'll see how that plays out, dialing it in. But yeah, shout out, great fight. Let's keep
shout out to
Tapology. Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley.
Yep.
I have to say, I was at UFC Atlanta last year. Does it not feel like we just saw Joaquin Buckley fight someone in Kamaru Usman that followed what will likely be the exact same game plan that Sean Brady will look to follow on Saturday night? And especially, this is only a 3-round fight. That one was a 5-round fight. And if you go back to that one, I was looking at this last night. Joaquin Buckley, in the first 3 rounds against Kamaru Usman, just had absolutely no answer. Got outstruck in every single round and was controlled for 425, 308, 235. I imagine Sean Brady is going to go with a similar game plan, and I actually favor the dangerousness of Sean Brady's submissions over Kamaru Usman's.
Definitely the submissions. I'd give the striking advantage to Kamaru, though.
Sure.
I think when you're looking at Kamaru Usman, you see somebody who did not rely on his wrestling by the end of his career, right? He was somebody who much more readily was willing to strike with people, and it came back to haunt him in that fight against Leon Edwards, very obviously. But Kamaru Usman is not somebody who only relies on his grappling. I think Sean Brady is still an unfinished product who does lean more toward the grappling. But we've seen some performances where Sean Brady's looked pretty damn good on the feet, right? The problem is we've also seen his worst performances when Sean Brady is primarily on the feet. So I, like you, think that he has to kind of like get in on Joaquin Buckley, but he can't make it the only thing. He has to be dangerous on the feet too. That is if I'm in Sean Brady's corner, if I'm coaching Sean Brady, which I would never dream to do, he has much better coaches than me, but what I would like to see as somebody who likes Sean Brady and wants to see him succeed is a very varied game plan, very diverse mix of attacks. I want him shooting for takedowns, even feinting takedowns, coming up, throwing punches, throwing kicks, really like mixing up the game so that Joaquin Buckley can't just stay in anti-wrestling mode, right? He can't just sit back and wait for Sean Brady to shoot, sprawl, and then land the better strikes. I want to see Sean Brady just be extremely aggressive and mix in the takedowns and mix in the striking. On the Buckley side, not for nothing, he's training with Kamaru, right? And that's a huge advantage. You are now training with somebody who can tell you exactly what they were thinking and exactly what they did to beat you. That's a very big benefit to somebody like Joaquin Buckley, who is a top-level athlete and somebody who is capable of flashes of brilliance. Need I remind you about the knockout of the century that he landed on Impa Kasanganay. Joaquin Buckley having that data and having an understanding of what Kamaru Usman was thinking in that moment and how he was able to implement that game plan, I think is going to be very valuable to him in a fight against Sean Brady, which is again why I think I'm picking Brady in this fight. I picked him in our staff picks. I'm picking Brady. He needs to have a varied attack. If he gets one-dimensional, I actually think Buckley's going to be able to handle it pretty easily.
It's going to be fascinating to watch to see if he can stuff the takedowns. Because to your point, if he is stuffing the takedowns, we haven't seen that performance from Brady where he's wowed on the feet.
He's had good performances, no great performances.
Where it was like, wow, the striking is really coming together for him. So I am with you, but I do think he's going to be able to get the takedowns here, and I think he comes out victorious and gets back on track. And in a fight that both these guys, they're not on losing streaks. They've only lost their last one, but it feels like with how long that queue is at 170, this is one that they both need.
Yeah.
Let's go to the opener for the main card. King Green taking on Jeremy Stephens, a veteran fight if you've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Tough to pick Jeremy Stephens with where he's at in MMA. He's lost 6 straight in the UFC. He only has 1 win in MMA since 2018. He's going against King Green, who they're the same age, but like King Green is coming off a masterclass against Daniel Zellhuber.
Not for nothing, his fight against Lance Gibson was pretty good too.
Oh yeah, for sure. He came out with a dub there, and we just saw what Lance Gibson was able to do at UFC Seattle. I expect it to be a scrap. I expect it to be fun. Jeremy Stephens is a gamer, dude. Like, he's going to come out and he's going to fight. But at the end of the day, I think King Green gets his hand raised.
Yeah, King is just a cleaner, more explosive striker. Like, he is just somebody who really makes people question, can they keep up the pace and can they keep, like, he doesn't let up, and he throws attacks that are scary to see coming back. He's not like a huge like power punch finisher guy, but there's enough pop on each of his strikes that like it really does make you kind of like adjust your game plan. This is a very favorable matchup for him. I like him a lot in this fight.
Let's go to the prelims. Atiba Gauthier, Ozzy Diaz. Not much to say here. He's the biggest favorite on the card, minus 1,800. Last time out, first decision. 8 straight victories by knockout. First decision since 2021. 8 straight victories by knockout. I think we get back to the KOing ways here. Ozzy Diaz has been knocked out 3 times. I think Gauthier probably puts him out here.
I concur. Have you seen the quote where he said he doesn't lift weights?
I sure have, and I've also seen his physique, which is just unreal. He says this is all genetics. Mama and Papa passing it down to him.
I think he said grandma, actually.
God.
Fucking hell.
So
the biceps.
How could this man not lift weights?
How is that possible? Look at the fucking shoulders and the biceps. Are you shitting me?
I'm alpha.
Fuck, man.
Is it possible when he's asleep, somebody is like making his body lift weights and he just doesn't know?
Look at this. I lift weights and I look like fucking Chicken Arm McGee over here. Fuck, Atiba. What's he on? Creatine?
Yeah, he's on that creatine. Him and Islam discovered at the same time.
Muscle milk every once in a while? Come on,
Just
Atiba.
some Wheaties, I think.
What is
Just
this,
some
bro?
Wheaties.
Look at me. I'm noodle arm fucking John over here.
You think he could squat with 50 pounds in each hand?
You mean Romanian deadlift? Yeah. I'm taking Atiba Gauthier to get it done.
Yeah.
Let's go to the people's main event. GC's main event. Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. Shout out. Got my own logo and everything. It's fantastic. This is a scrap, dude. This is an absolute banger. Joel Alvarez moving up from 155 to 170. We saw him make his debut against Vicente Luque. First decision for him as well in a win. And that was one where it felt like he could have finished him a million times over. And then it kind of felt
bizarre,
like,
man.
Kind of felt like he let old Vicente off the hook down in Brazil, man. I thought multiple times over he could have gotten a finish there. It was a little bit weird. Some people said, like, maybe he took the over or something. I did not say that. That is horrible, a horrible thing to accuse him of. He is a massive, massive man. Stands at 6'3", used to fight at 155, to the point that former opponent Arman Sarukian saw him at the hotel yesterday, and this was his reaction to seeing Joel Alvarez after all these years.
What's up, brother? How are you? Good. Yeah, good luck. You fight this week or no?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Versus who?
Yaroslav Khamzat.
Oh, nice. Good luck, brother. You're so big, bro.
It's a big cut.
Big cut, huh? Yeah.
Now
you're so big, bro. How I fought with you, I don't know.
I don't know.
How I could take you down. Okay, see you, brother. Take care.
Good luck with
Yeah, thank you. Let's get the belt 170, I get belt 155, and then we come and do rematch. Let's do it.
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I love how like Arman's like sizing him up, and he's like, man, what the fuck?
He's like, how did I do this?
How did I fight this guy? I actually remember that fight well. It was a fantastic performance from Arman Sarukian. But yeah, man, Joel Alvarez, up until that last fight, had finished every single one of his victories. He's been looking great as of late. I don't know if there's just something in the water over there in Spain. Stella Van Steenis, Ilia Taporia, Joel Alvarez. He is an absolute killer, and he gets a test that is not easy for him in Yaroslav Amosov, obviously a former Bellator champion, 29-1. The one loss being in a title fight over in Bellator to Jason Jackson. If he's not able to continuously chain together the grappling here, Joel Alvarez is too dangerous for this man.
Yeah, I like Amosov in a big way. I remember when we were talking about this, the line came out, and I was like, man, it feels like Amosov's being undervalued here. Level of experience.
But remember that strength of schedule, bro.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
They hit Amosov with the 7.
Update on the strength of schedule. Okay. I looked at Tapology's Twitter account, account, whatever. They only factor in the last 6 UFC fights. So if they fought another promotion, it doesn't factor in.
There you go.
Only UFC fights.
Yeah, because you can't. Neil Magny, Curtis Millender, Jason Jackson, Logan Storley, Douglas Lima, Logan Storley, like those are top guys.
Only their last 6.
So it's the last 6 rated from 1 to 10, and then they convert that into from like 1 to 60 to 1 to 99 for people's ease of brains.
Max Holloway's strength of schedule is only 68.
Well, it seems like the upper limits are like 60, 70. Like that feels like what are like high numbers.
Okay.
Because what did we say? Chimaev and Strickland was 69, 74. Volkov and Cortez Acosta was 67, 50. It feels like the 70s is where like the top level guys are at.
King Green with 29. Fuck. Shit's in the gutter. I like this. We disagree here.
I really like Amosov in this fight. I think he's more well-rounded. I think if it does get to the grappling realm, that is going to be real trouble for Joel Alvarez. That said, I can't pretend that I'm not concerned about a guy in Joel Alvarez who is just
has the knockouts, like lengthy, has the submissions. Like I just enjoy watching him fight because he's just pedal to the metal. Like he is hunting finishes.
Well, he's just so explosive too. The finish comes in a blink. Like you fuck up a little bit and he will put a knee in your face and you're done. That's his superpower. That's his gift. Is he has insane explosion, insane power. He can really make people pay for making mistakes. Yaroslav is a very smart and steady fighter, and so I don't think he'll make many mistakes to give Joel that opportunity. If he gets into the grappling, I think Yaroslav's going to have his way on the ground.
I mean, a credit to Joel Alvarez. 8-2 in the UFC. His only 2 losses are to Arman Sarukian and Demirz Magulov.
Those are pretty good fighters right there.
That ain't bad. All right, let's keep rolling. Grant Dawson versus Mateusz Rąbeczki. Rąbeczki of late, man. He's just said, fuck it. Last 3 fights, he has won the fight of the night bonus, puts on absolute bangers, win or lose, he doesn't care.
Brother. What was that one for?
Shout out Frankie. Shout out to Islam Makhachev. Yeah, I mean, I think Grant Dawson being a big favorite again is a dangerous thing. I know Rombetsky doesn't have that like one hitter quitter power to put out Grant Dawson. Like, put this King Green. Like, I know Manuel Torres is like an absolute tornado and a killer.
He's
but
in
like,
a different category.
Grant Dawson just like Rombetsky brings the fucking war to you,
Sure
man.
does.
And I'm not sure if Grant Dawson's chin is built for that. And I just like, I think at a coin flip odds, I'd favor Grant Dawson, but like as a favorite, I'd lean towards Rombetsky.
The thing that you have to be very clearly, right? We look at the last fights for Rombetsky, Klein, Duncan, Oralby. You must be extremely tough because he is going to, as you said, he's bringing it. It's pedal to the metal. I don't know that Grant Dawson has the durability of the guys that I just listed off, right? So, yeah, look, I think Dawson's more skilled. I think Dawson's more talented. He should win this fight. But if, come the middle of the fight, Rombetsky is pressing that gas pedal and Grant Dawson is starting to fade, it will not go well. And so I'm interested to see what, like, there's been times that I've been super high on Grant Dawson. There's been times that I'm super low. I'm kind of in neither of those right now. Like, a loss to Manuel Torres doesn't mean shit because that guy just knocks out everybody. That's just, he's just another guy who's on the come up. The run before that I was pretty impressed by, and I was like pretty high on Grant Dawson to the point that I thought maybe he could beat Torres. So now I'm coming back to earth a little bit. He should win this fight, but I would not be surprised if Rombetsky is able to just out-tough him.
That's my pick.
You're picking Rombetsky?
Yep. He's going to out-tough
What's the line?
I'll tell you right now, the line is currently Rombetsky plus 145, Grant Dawson minus 165. So not crazy. Not crazy. Let's keep rolling along. Jim Miller taking on Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon back after the car crash, knee blowout situation against Rafa Garcia. Continued to fight anyway. If you remember that one. Taking on Jim Miller, massive favorite, minus 300. Jim Miller 1-2 in his last 3. Jared Gordon 1-2 in his last 3. Jim Miller 6-4 in his last 10. Jared Gordon 6-4 in his last 10.
Oh, mirror match.
Both of them up there too. Miller 42, obviously much older than Jared Gordon's 37, but Gordon minus 300.
I'm surprised by the line.
It surprised me. I think Jared Gordon should be the favorite because Jim Miller has gotten to that age, 42 years old, especially fighting at 155. But like against a guy like Jared Gordon, I don't know, minus 300.
That feels off to me. This feels much more like a coin flip, so I think there's a lot of value on Jim Miller. They are both good grapplers. Jim Miller maybe a little bit ahead. No, not a little, maybe a little bit. Definitely a lot of bit ahead in the submissions. Jared Gordon ahead in the wrestling, in the takedown department, right? He's much more of a traditional kind of wrestler. On the feet, pretty similar in terms of how they get it done, meat and potatoes type of striking, but Miller has the power advantage. So with the bigger advantage in the power and the bigger advantage in terms of the submission game, I am surprised to see Miller this big a dog. I think that he's super live. I'd go so far as to say this is almost a coin flip for me.
It's going to be a great fight. I'm very much looking forward to it. This whole card, when you really just break it down from top to bottom, it is chock full of very entertaining fights. Marco Tulio taking on Roman Kopylov. Tulio coming back after a very bad knockout to CLD last time out. And man, you talk about Roman Kopylov.
Yeah.
Last July, he was a minus 205 to Paulo Costa. How the tables have turned. He is now a plus 165 against Marco Tulio. And look at Paulo Costa, coming off 2 big wins as an underdog.
Crazy.
Took the professionals O. With all that said, I'm still kind of tempted to play Roman Kopylov as a dog here.
I like Kopylov in this
I think
fight.
it's a kickboxing match, man. And we just saw Tulio get his clock cleaned by CLD.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind Kopylov here.
Same page.
Pat Sabatini, William Gomi. Little statistic here. Pat Sabatini, when he gets a takedown in UFC fights, he's 7-0.
Yeah, of course he is.
MMA math, Joe Anderson Brito fought these guys back-to-back. Fall of 24, April of last year. Brito got 3 takedowns on Gomi and 7 minutes of control time. He lost, but still, 3 takedowns, 7 minutes of control time. Sabatini absolutely pulled Brito's pants down on the ground. 4 of 5 on takedowns, 13 minutes and 47 seconds of control time in a 15-minute fight. Outstruck him 135 to 27. I like Sabatini here, man. I like him a lot. I think he gets it to the mat and he's able to shine there.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that is just so good once it hits the mat. Like another, like we were talking about earlier about Khamzat and like the lore and people talking about him. Sabatini is one of those guys when you hear people in the know talk about the grappling level for Sabatini, it's very different. So yeah, I think Sabatini gets it to the mat and gets it done.
And look, man, William Gomis isn't that guy that's going to put you out. He has one knockout in the UFC. Pat Sabatini just don't play around with it on the feet and get it to the ground. By Sanger Susurkayev taking on Jordan Santos. This is Khamzat's boy who fought twice in 1 week last year. It was amazing stuff. I favor him to win.
Same.
I think he's gonna win.
Same.
That Eric McConaughey win, like it's aging well because McConaughey won, but like it wasn't as easy as it should. Like it wasn't as easy as it should have been. And like the Eric Nolan fight, like it feels like he's like adding a little bit of difficulty here for himself.
You're saying he's a hype train?
I'm not saying he's a hype train. It's just like, man, these things he will lose eventually. I don't think he's just gonna go on an undefeated run to the title like Khamzat Chimaev, but like. It feels like these fights, like he's this massive favorite. He's supposed to be getting it done, and then like it looks a little bit harder than it was supposed to be.
I don't think that Jordan Santos is a step up in competition. This feels like the level of still.
The one that he gets it done.
Yeah, getting it done.
Yeah. And then Clayton Carpenter versus Jose Ochoa on the court and Jerker. Both guys desperately needing a win, and that is your card. UFC 328 taking place this weekend in Newark, New Jersey. It's a good one, boys. It's a good one. Main card is fantastic. The prelims are just as good.
They are?
No.
Oh, okay.
As I was saying that, as the thought formed in my head, I'm like, why are you saying this? You're lying. You are absolutely lying. Shout out to Chase Hooper.
As we look at Roman Kopylov.
I'm very much looking forward to this one. Let's go to the bets and parlay pals for this weekend. We have already gotten Pizzi's pick, and that is...
Wait, are we looking back at last week or what?
Well, I usually go like that. I already got Pizzi's pick. Let's take a look at last week. I'm trying to remember what Pizzi's pick was. He always tells us, and then I can't remember it. He took King Green. Yes, yeah, he took him. You said you liked him a lot.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, can we take a look at last week's? Can we take a quick look at last week's? Oh yeah, I'm seeing a lot of green on that board, baby. We are just 0.37 units away from being back in the green. 58 parlays deep, boys. It's been a roller coaster ride around that 500 level. I think we get back this week.
I like it.
Frankie, who you taking, brother?
I'm taking Khamzat. Money line.
Okay. All right.
Don't need to tell you twice.
King Green, Khamzat, Rick, who you got?
I'm going to take Baisangar Susurkayev.
Oh, Baisangar Susurkayev.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Wow.
Wait.
What a
Should I not? Should I switch it?
You were gassing up Volkov all week.
I thought you were a Volkov.
Listen,
guy.
this is your pick. Don't let him bully you.
Take who
like
you
you
want.
do Frank.
Take who you want,
Are you
man.
trying to guilt me into taking Volkov?
No, I actually don't mind the Baisangar Susurkayev pick.
Nah, we'll do
I think he's going to win.
No. You know what? You challenged me.
Well, you're hating on Salsa Boy.
I'm that confident. Volkov.
Okay. Alexander Volkov's the pick for one New York Rick.
Give me Volkov.
Now we have to update the damn graphic.
I'm actually going to go to the boxing.
I think they can do it.
And I'm going to take Daniel Dubois versus Fabio Wardley. Does not go the distance.
My man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, you know Frankie.
Jordan. Damn.
Hey, shout out to that graphics team. The quick
don't
switch.
get it twisted.
Plus 225.
Minus 148. Yeah.
Well, you have second thoughts?
Dicey. That's
No. It's all good. You guys wanted it. You got it. You got it. Volkov.
Look at young Rick in that picture. Little
Yeah.
Rick.
Yep. Shout out. All right, my picks. I'll keep them brief. I'll keep them quick. Joel Alvarez, plus 155. I said I like him as a dog. I'm taking him as a dog. I think he's too dangerous. Viva Joel Alvarez. Gomi Sabatini over 2.5. Yeah, I think Sabatini just gets us to the ground and just controls it. Just racks it up like he did in the Joe Anderson Brito fight. Sean Brady, got to back my boy. Come on. We were rivals on the bike. We're friends when he gets in the octagon. Wrestling heavy. Gets it done. Little parlay action for you. By Sanger Susurkayev. Atiba Gauthier KO. Khamzat Chimaev. It pays minus 141. Shout out.
There's a lot of grapplers on this card. A lot of guys who can just really like get in there and grapple.
There is. I'm still looking forward to it though. You don't got to bring us down like that, man.
No, I didn't say they were boring.
Get it, man. You hate grappling. It's okay.
I love grab.
You were the one at UFC Seattle. As soon as they clenched up, boo. We're like, Rick, chill, man.
Did they even clinch up? Everybody was knocking each other the fuck out that fight card.
Crazy. All right, that is the preview for UFC 328. That is the bets. That is the picks. We talked about the co-main event. Josh Van versus Tatsuro Taira. In honor of the flyweight champion of the world, representing Myanmar, Joshua Van, me, Frankie, Andy, Rob, Sam, hopped in the Winnebago, drove down to Andy's neck of the woods to try some Burmese food. This is Fight Feast UFC 328. Take a look. It is UFC 328 Fight Week. The promotion returns to beautiful, sunny
Newark, New Jersey.
You got
Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland.
the main event. We've done all that, though. We want to try something new, so we're going to the co-main. Joshua Van, the current flyweight champion, representing Myanmar, a cuisine that I've never had before. So we are here deep in Brooklyn at the Burmese Harp to try the best bites Burma has to offer. Fight Feast episode 35, somewhere around there. Let's go. Gotta give that guy a tug. As soon as we came in, we were greeted with Burmese black tea. There's condensed milk and sugar in here. The sugar-free option for Frankie. Look at these beautiful mugs. Burmese Harp booming on a Friday afternoon. Just like Mom used to make it. First two dishes up here, we got the La Pet Tho, which is a fermented tea leaf salad. This is a very popular dish in Burma. Fermented tea leaves, dried shrimp, shredded cabbage, fried garlic, sesame seeds, tomato, and assorted peas and peanuts. I don't know how it could be bad. Oh yeah. Small pieces of dried shrimp in there. Oh, it's got a kick to it. It's definitely got some spice. He asked us what kind of spice we want.
And what did we say?
We said medium.
Medium.
If this is medium, we're in trouble. Oh, you're going big dish, Frankie.
Yeah, but I'm not getting that spice that you're talking about.
You're not getting any spice from this.
Not to the level of what you're describing.
You call me a bitch, man? It's like an Asian take on coleslaw, almost.
Mm-hmm.
With more stuff going on in it.
And try a little bite of this chili. That's a shark bite.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I was waiting. No, yeah, it's not that bad. We're good. Palate cleanser soup here. Yeah, a bit salty. The star of the show that I'm most looking forward to, we got the mohinga. This is a fish soup, very popular dish over in Burma. We got rice noodles, fish soup, ginger, lemongrass, garlic, peppers, and rice flour in here. Chickpeas on top, chickpea tempura on top. It looks incredible. Again, with the noodles and the sauce. Almost looks like a curry, but squeeze a lime. What is this, Frankie?
Cilantro.
And then Frank's demanding, this isn't spicy enough, dried chili flakes.
That's too much, man. What are you doing?
All right. Oh, man, that might have been too much, Frank. That might have been too much. Thanks for nothing, man. The broth, incredibly flavorful, almost like peanutty a little bit. Fish is great. Broth fills the noodles with flavor. As a Southern gentleman, love anything fried. We got squash, we got red beans, we got tofu. This is the one I'm looking forward to most. My guy Faye back here told me the experts in Burma take the fritter, break off a little piece, bring over the mohinga, and then you get a big dip in there. Yeah. It's fried vegetables, it's incredible.
Oh, is it?
You hear that crunch? Yeah.
So I was just telling the owner here that a couple weeks ago we had some papaya salad at Yahoo Studio. Shout out. First time me ever having it. Fell in love immediately. I couldn't stop talking about it, to the point even my poor wife is like, well, where do I find the unripened papaya salad for you? I'm like, well, I don't care where we find it, but we need to. We found a Thai restaurant down the street. I had it there. It was great. But this presentation is just immaculate. I can't wait to dig right into this. Got that crunch.
All right, bro. You've been talking nonstop about the papaya salad. Let's give it a go. This is shredded papaya.
Shredded unripened papaya. Has like a savory flavor to it.
Oh yeah. How about crunch on that papaya, eh?
Yeah.
A little bit of spice to it, a little bit of kick.
Oh, come on, what is with this?
Am I tripping?
You want more spices on me?
Am I tripping? This was the coconut noodle soup. Anything coconut, I'm in. Oh wow, this is a much thicker soup than the previous ones. Like it was a thin broth with thin noodles. It was kind of light. This is much heavier. Very coconutty. This is like almost like a tropical dish. Noodles are thick, chewy. Try the coconut. Try the coconut.
Instantly. Oh man, this is legit the best one I've had so far. Oh man, all right, this one stays with me. You can go.
Chicken biryani. The chicken is rich with like a curry smell. The spices on it are incredible. Put a little dried shrimp, salt bay that on there. Okay, here we go. That's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like a curry rice dish, but like with the vegetables. It's super refreshing. It's super light. It's fantastic. The chicken, so much flavor. The rice cooked to perfection, basmati rice. I want to say there's some saffron in here. What do you know about saffron?
I know it's good.
Rice blended with saffron and cooked with aromatic spices. I mean, your boy knows flavors. All right, we got the chicken tapioca soup, tapioca starch, chives, bean sprouts on top. You got mushrooms mixed in, chicken eggs, and black fungus in here. Thick noodles, thick broth. I see what they're saying about with the tapioca starch. This is like it's almost like a slimy, like gelatinous broth here.
And like a hot and sour soup.
Yeah. We got some pickled onions, sriracha. Throw those in there.
All right.
You all right, Frank?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
All right.
Oh, wow. It just like encapsulates it. A little bit of soup here. Get that thick broth. Get those thick noodles on there. It smells delicious. I'm very interested to see how this broth goes. I'm a little bit nervous. I can't lie. This broth is thick.
That's a little much.
A little too much. Too much. Okay, he said very little amount. Okay, all the noodles have slidden off. I'm trying to eat like a Burmese local and it is not going well. Okay, here we go. All love to the Burmese heart. Not my thing.
Really?
Broth is just, I'm a texture guy. Can't do like oysters. Can't do anything like that.
The tapioca starch?
Tapioca gets me. Try it. I was nervous going into it. As soon as I tried, I knew it wasn't for me.
It's delicious.
Thanks, Frank.
It's just like a mixture of all.
Make me look like the fucking asshole.
Oh man, I thought the coconut soup was the best.
Tapioca's your number one here.
I'm just saying. That's delicious. You know who would love this? New York Rick. He'd be all over it. In fact, we should bring this to him.
It almost looks like it's in like an encasing. Burmese layer cake. This is coconut milk mixed with tapioca and rice flour. You got that yellow and that green, Burmese-esque. Oh, this takes a little muscle. Here. It's almost like a gummy. Oh, it's warm.
Warm.
Yeah, very chewy. It feels like you're eating a gummy bear or something, but it tastes like a cake. It has that warmth to it as well. It's really interesting. All right, here we go. We got the suji, which is suji. I actually don't know what suji is. Let me just do a quick Google here, breaking the rules. What in the fuck is suji? Coarse, nutritious flour made from ground durum wheat. Okay.
Coarse?
Ooh. Has like the consistency of like a cornbread.
I'm getting like a bread pudding vibe. Is that,
yeah. Ooh. This is tremendous. This is not too sweet. That raisin flavor really goes nicely.
Interesting.
Oh, I could put these back These go down easy. Kind of buttery. A little crispy on the edges. No better way to end a Burmese meal. Oh, what is this? Had about 18 dishes today. I am just as full as it gets. We get a milkshake in a mug dropped down on us. What did he say? You said ice cream?
There's jelly in there.
There's jelly in here. Egg pudding on the top. This is. I forgot about this. All right, well, cheers to you, Frankie. Here we go.
You want to eat it with a spoon, though.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Very, like, the ice cream really comes through with the jelly. Yeah, this is, it almost tastes like an ice cream tea.
Oh, interesting.
Wow. Signing off for real this time. Shout out to Joshua Van, fighting for the title against Asuro Tyra, UFC 328 down in Newark. Shout out to Thay and team here at the Burmese Harb. Place is popping on a Friday afternoon. No better place to be. Shout out to Burmese food. It's in the rotation now. Maybe not the tapioca soup, but we don't have to talk about that. Shout out. Fight Feast episode.
Who's to check?
Who's to check? Something in the books. Cheers.
What's wrong?
No, we're in your way. Please, come on by. Please, come on in, brother. We're in your way. I'm sorry about that. No, nothing to be sorry about. Okay. Tapioca. Here we go. Please, come on, go ahead, brother.
Thank you so much.
I'm telling you, the Burmese Harp is hopping on a Friday afternoon. Ain't no better place to be in the city. Please, come on in, brother. We're in your way. I'm so sorry about that. Please, come on in. Come on in. Sorry, we're in your way. We're in your way. The Burmese Harp bopping on a Friday afternoon. Cheers to Burma. Me and mine? He'll always be Burma to me. Shout out to the Burmese Harp. We missed you, man. You could have had some of that tapioca pudding.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was doing, but I would have enjoyed.
You're doing something, man. I'm sure it was really important. Frank, how does it feel?
Tapioca soup.
How does it? Yeah, sorry, tapioca soup. How does it feel in retrospect, lying to the public about that tapioca soup?
Initially, when I took the bite, I was like, what were you tripping about, man? This is tasty. And then as it sat in my mouth for a while, and you would use the word like
mucusy. It was mucusy.
That got
bro.
stuck in my head. And I'm not gonna lie, like to the viewers, I shall not tell a lie. For like a week after, my appetite was questionable about everything.
You shall not tell a lie unless you're on camera at the restaurant in front of the owners and you're scared of them.
If you're into like the initial reaction, I wasn't lying. But you didn't see the 5 minutes later where I was like,
it's the best thing I've had here.
I'll tell you what he's not lying about. He talks about the fucking papaya salad like it's like the greatest thing that's ever been done.
For once in your life, shut the fuck up about the papaya salad.
It's fucking amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is good.
They had it here once and it would just never stop. Papaya salad all day.
I know. Where was the... Can we use names here? Where was Joyce walking around the office asking what we thought of food that day when you had the papaya salad?
I think she did, and he was just like, "It's good.
The greatest thing I've ever had."
No. He was just like, "It's good. It's good. It's good."
Tried to play
7 out of 10, 70% or whatever the fuck metric he uses.
All right, let's keep with the food theme. Let's go to the pound for pound rankings this week in honor of New Jersey. We've already done jerseys. We've already done vans. We're running out of ideas here, people. But we got one yesterday from Big Helwani in honor of New Jersey.
New Jersey.
The diner capital of the world, the most diners in the entire country. We are going to do pound for pound best diner foods. This one shouldn't be hard, fellas. What's the order, Frank?
I think we'll all agree.
Excuse me?
I think we'll all agree. Unanimous choices.
Well, I will start us off. Then we will go to Georgia Connor, and then New York Rick will finish us off.
Okay.
Sounds great, man.
Coming in at my number 5, you know it as a stack of pancakes. I know it as a pancake stack.
Okay.
That's what I like to go. Call it the silver dollars if you want the small ones. Have your fill of whatever syrup you want, fresh fruit. It doesn't matter. Just give me a stack. And then we move on to my number 4. Just your traditional diner hamburger with some fries.
Yeah.
Don't get fancy.
Not bad.
Give me the ketchup on the side. And may dip the hamburger in the ketchup because I do get weird.
Yeah, it's so weird, man.
Why is that weird?
I don't know. Like, do you dip your hamburger into your ketchup?
Sure.
All right, I thought maybe
I'll shake
I was
it on.
illegal. Do you ever put mayo on your hamburger?
Yeah.
I used to like shun that. Like, how could you do anything other than mustard? And then as an adult, I'm like, eh.
Wait, other than mustard?
Yeah. I used to just be
You went
mustard
from
only.
mustard only to now ketchup and mayo?
No. So here's the thing. I don't actually put the ketchup on the hamburger. I want to be in control of how much ketchup gets on the hamburger.
Yeah, I'm not a huge ketchup guy. I don't mind it, but
Yeah. Number 3, it's a little different than what you're probably expecting, but eggs, sausage, and toast. Not a huge fan of the bacon. Like, bacon's great, don't get me wrong, but like with this trifecta, it's got to be sausage. Either the links or the patties, like I'm down for it. I am also, look, I'm an adult, but I still put a little bit of ketchup on my eggs.
That's a hot sauce.
Yeah,
for the eggs.
child.
Yeah, well, my number 2, biscuits and gravy. Mostly with like a sausage gravy if possible, but if not, just a white gravy. Give it to me. Tons of black pepper. Like, if you're uncomfortable with the amount of black pepper that I've put on my biscuits and gravy,
Yeah.
then I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
And to finish her off, chicken fried steak.
Oh, yeah.
Same gravy that you've used on the
I just want to be
biscuits and
clear. This is a diner
I was gonna
list?
say, do you get that at diner, the chicken fried steak?
Absolutely. For the viewers at home, you have to remember, I'm from Texas. Our diner's like, this is, if you can't go in and order pancakes and get a chicken fried steak, then like they're going to burn the place down.
Okay. Respect. I go to the diner by my house all the time, and
I don't think they even have chicken fried steak.
I love chicken fried steak. They don't
Gee, I mean, what are you guys going, like Waffle House? Which I'm pretty
No,
sure
they
has chicken
probably
fried
would
steak.
have
Yeah.
chicken fried
I don't think
Oh,
it
is
does,
that
but I
is
love
Waffle House
House.
not a diner? I forgot.
I love Waffle House. I count it as a diner.
It's a diner, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say this with complete respect. Shut the fuck up. You get a chicken fried steak at a diner. Moving on.
It's not a diner.
I don't.
Chain restaurant.
I don't. Does Waffle House have chicken fried steak?
I actually don't know.
Let's get to the bottom of this. Actually,
Just look up chicken
It's,
fried
it's,
steak.
it's not a diner
food.
though, by the way. I know you two like agreed on that as if that was correct, but it's not a diner.
I actually said that I'm not sure, but Waffle House offers a hearty chicken fried steak as part of their dinner menu.
Sure does. Not a diner though.
Here's a Diner 24 NYC chicken fried steak, number 1 thing on the menu.
Shout out. Okay, here we go. Number 5, cake. Not a pie guy. Not a pie guy. When you walk in and there's the display case of cakes and they got like specialty flavors and it's rotating and you know they make them in house, I'm talking like a giant chocolate cake. Yeah, there's some caramel sauce. I mean, it's just as good as it gets. Wash down a giant meal, something sweet. Shout out to the cake.
I respect this pick more than any pick on anyone's list that may or may not be coming because I always see the cake and I'm always like, who's getting cake at the
You're
diner?
fucking, oh my God.
I'm always like, they look so great, but
That's
I'm
like
like,
a
I just had
Why
a
do you
giant
respect it
diner
if you
meal.
don't get it yourself? What's the respect?
That I myself don't have a big enough stomach to have a giant plate of diner food and then be like, the cake looks so good, but I have no space.
Just want to be clear, that's like a caramel sauce, Frank. It's not diarrhea. I couldn't find a good picture of the cake. It does look like a pool
Like some AI shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I guess I could have used AI. Yeah, it looked like a pool of diarrhea at the bottom of the chocolate cake plate, but I promise you it wasn't. It was like a caramel sauce.
Oh, they don't have
or something like
the diarrhea cake on the menu?
Yeah. All the diners here.
Let me get the chicken fried steak and the diarrhea cake.
No, you actually supply your own diarrhea after you have the chicken fried steak.
Good.
Shout out. Yeah, you got to open your eyes. Do you get milkshakes when you go, Jordan?
Yeah, but that usually accompanies like the cheeseburger or grilled cheese as
Pie?
opposed to like cake at the end.
Dude, serve it up. Sometimes you take
No,
the cake to go.
I always want it, and then I'm like, I don't have any space left.
Number 4, a lot of people go fries at diners. I actually take a page out of Tony Soprano's playbook, onion rings.
That's it.com.
Love a good basket of onion rings. You get some sort of dipping sauce with it. Maybe it's like zesty or, an aioli. There he is. King Tony. Obviously, this is, the final scene. He orders the onion rings right before he gets murked. Yeah, shout out to the onion.
No, does he get murked though? We don't know.
Oh, for sure.
No,
I
we don't know.
if you watch it deeper, the lines to Bobby when they're out on the boat, it's like you probably don't even hear it when it happens, huh?
No, we don't know.
What's happening. Number 3, I'm with you, Frankie. You're number 5, pancakes, baby. Stack them tall, stack them high, fluffy. coat them in butter, drown them in syrup. There's nothing better. Maybe you get chocolate chips. Maybe you get blueberries. You can have fun with it. But pancakes, to counterbalance the rest of your breakfast, you can have them anytime, dessert, whatever it may be. There's nothing better than pancakes. With my number 2.
Wait, one question though.
Please.
Butter in between each pancake?
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. You do the rotation and then syrup. And then, like, as you're going, you're adding more syrup. I need them completely drenched, like drowning in the syrup. They're a perfect complement to my number 2 breakfast platter, kind of like what you said, Frankie. Eggs, hash brown, toast, bacon, boom, the great American breakfast. Couple cups of coffee, give me a break. This is where it's at. Shout out to the breakfast platter. Give yourself a pancake on the side. I mean, a diner breakfast platter with the pancakes is just... but my actual favorite thing to get at a diner, and I don't get it that often.
Chicken fried steak.
Nope. I might get some shit for this.
Diarrhea cake.
Mom inspired it. Patty melt.
No, that's very popular, I feel.
Give me a good patty melt. Oh my God. With a little bit of that sauce, the Swiss cheese, the grilled onions. Woo! Don't give a fuck if it gives me a heart attack. Tastes good to get there. Oh, it's fantastic. A little bit of hot sauce on there. Steak and Shake had a thing called a Frisco melt, which was like their take on the patty melt. Man, shout out to a good patty melt. Rye, sourdough, whatever you want to put it on.
Never had one.
Oh, they're fucking great, man. They're great.
It's like essentially like a grilled cheese with like a hamburger in it?
Essentially, yeah. Right. Yeah, it's just meat, cheese, bread, butter, sauce. How could it be bad? Love a good patty melt.
Yeah, no, it's a solid option. This was more difficult. I had some omissions that I wasn't able to squeeze on there, but I feel pretty good about my top 5. And as I predicted, we have a lot of crossover. There's some crossover between.
There's just staples, you know.
CFS?
No, definitely not that. Although Ben Hefner did slack me and say like all the Texas diners have chicken fried steak, and then I said, show me some pictures of these quote unquote diners because I don't believe that to be a diner. This is not a diner food. That's not a diner food. I'm sorry. It's whatever like establishment you're going to, but that is not a diner
Whatever
food.
they put in the trough in Long Island, I don't want it.
Let me tell New York and Jersey, what would they know about diners? Let me tell you number 5. Number 5 is a classic. It's very good at most places. A lot of these staples that I'm picking here are because they're baseline good, right? No diner is ever going to like wow you. You're never going to walk into a diner and be like, that's the best meal I've ever had.
Of course.
But you're going to be at a 7, 8 out of 10 every single time. And so these are some of the staples that are always consistently good at the diner, starting with number 5, Turkey Club. Turkey Club sandwich. Can't go wrong with it. Just simple ingredients, staple food, side of fries. Can't really go wrong. It's hard to fuck up a sandwich this simple. So staple of the menu, staple of diners. Number 4, give me that cheeseburger deluxe. You know, just simple cheeseburger, fries on the side, tomato, onions. The little thing of coleslaw that comes. Just got to get it right. Don't overcook it. You know, we're going medium well if you're a real like weirdo and don't want to, get sick.
Question for the back.
Yep.
Can we show the hamburger again?
Yeah, please.
On the bottom of the bun, they like melted the cheese?
Yeah.
I've never seen that. That's interesting. That's all. I
think the patty's just upside down. Like the cheese
I see cheese under the patty, but like also on the bun. I just thought that was interesting.
You ever go slaw on the...
You realize when you close the bun on the top, when the patty's flip the other way, that the patty and the bun are both touching the cheese on that side as well.
Why don't you come in here and show me how that's done?
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Make sure.
Hell yeah. There we go, Frankie. He's talking that shit. You ever go coleslaw on burger?
I've not done that. But I have done coleslaw in other sandwiches. I don't think burger would be like the move I would do with the coleslaw, but like I like a good meat sandwich that also has the coleslaw on it. Russian dressing maybe, like something like that.
Hot dogs with coleslaw if you haven't tried it.
For sure.
Sometimes
burger
if I'm having a hot dog with sauerkraut and I'm also having a burger, like let me put a little of that kraut on that burger. Phenomenal.
This doesn't sound good to me.
Shout out to the crowd, baby.
Like private testimonials, Jordan.
A little prebiotics. Shout out to the crowd.
You don't want any bubble guts.
All right, number 3. I share this with you, GC. Staple would be understating what this is. The breakfast platter. You get the eggs.
So
but What I also share with Frank is we're sausage over bacon all day. Sausage over bacon.
I like both.
All day.
I like both.
Now,
Gotta be the specific shredded hash browns for me.
Yeah, well, neither of you touched on what the potato of choice is. What do we like?
That shredded hash brown. Don't like the home fries. Shred them up, fry them up.
No home fries. You're not a home fries guy.
I'll eat home fries, but I strongly prefer the shredded.
Frank?
Either one. I'm actually not picky. Just get me the starch, fry it up. I don't care how you did it.
Taters.
But yes, we're going sausage over bacon for sure. Good one. This one I feel like is maybe not like a Southern thing. I don't think you guys would traditionally think of this in your diners. The same way I would say chicken fried steak is not in mine. But I think East Coasters will know. Jordan will certainly know. Gyro platter. Platter. When I step into there, gyro platter.
Not a Euro platter?
No, gyro platter.
Oof. As you predicted, the people back here that are not named Jordan are saying this is not diner food.
Yeah, of course they're
diner
not.
Food.
Yeah, they don't,
I didn't say a word.
They don't actually understand.
I thought it was gyro.
We're talking. we're talking about two different things. You and I are talking about diners, Jordan. They're talking about some other thing that exists in the South. It's not the same. Gyro platter. You got a nice. I usually go lamb, but sometimes it's like a lamb beef mix, like the kefta style. But the key is you got all the ingredients on the side. The pita's often open so that you can kind of slather on your own tzatziki sauce. You got the salad with the olives on it. It's a staple. It's a classic. It's so good.
When does it start spinning? Like a gyro. It doesn't spin, so it's not a gyro. It's a Euro. All right. What's your number one?
Frank, let me ask you something.
It doesn't say it's a gyroscope. It's
Frank, let me ask you something. Have you not heard anybody say that before?
I have.
I
knew as soon as you said it.
Have you not heard?
I was like, I wonder how Rick is going to pronounce it, because you could have been like a bastion for all of the Northeast, and you're like, you know what? It ends here on Boys in the Bag. 2026. We're calling it.
I just wanted to make sure. I was just checking in because
have you ever been to a diner outside of the Northeast where they serve
why the fuck
steak?
would I go to a diner outside the Northeast? They don't. First of all, they probably don't exist, and second of all, they suck. Like clearly, you're eating fucking chicken fried steak. Who goes to a diner to eat chicken fried steak? Horrible. Number one. I think it's the only thing we all shared. Did you have cheeseburger on yours? I don't think you did, right?
I didn't.
This is the only one we all shared. I'm surprised it's not your number one. I'll be honest. I thought this was going to be universal. It's that stack of pancakes.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It does not matter. The proper diner stack of pancakes. Maybe a little compote. You got some fruit flavors in it, or you're going like real glutton with the mint. The chocolate chip pancakes. Slathered in that whipped cream as well. But there's no wrong way to do it. You could go classic syrup and butter. Pancakes they're never bad, and at diners they tend to be fluffier and better than most. So yeah, I'm usually going pancakes or gyro, not gyro platter.
I'm gonna have to go to a diner this weekend. I'll tell you what, in honor of New Jersey, there's nothing like a good diner meal. I respect it. I respect the hell out of it. Shout out.
We all had the breakfast platter.
Yeah.
Oh, did we?
How do you guys feel about the blue
all.
plate special at a diner? Every day is a different thing. Meatloaf.
I'm a little wary on the specials. Sometimes they're trying to force old food on you.
No, they're usually. I don't know. The diner I go to every Monday is Meatloaf Monday kind of thing.
What diner do we go to, by the way, Jordan? Give them a shout.
The Laurel Diner, historic in my hometown, actually just featured on an episode, I think, of You, that Penn Badgley show.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
But has it been on diners, drive-ins, and dives?
I think they're famous for inventing the cherry lime Ricky, is their claim to fame.
Wow.
That's a drink, right?
I fucking hate the cherry lime
I've never
Ricky.
had one.
I only feel like I've heard of it through Sonic or something.
I actually go to the Beep Diner. That's mine.
You don't want to give it away, huh?
No, because it would give away where I lived.
Nah, Jordan doesn't care.
Now come find me.
Just look for the chicken fried steak and you'll find Frank.
That's where it is. All right. Before we move on to voicemails, just real quick, I did just want to throw something out to you guys because it's kind of in the same vein of pound for pound. I faced a real dilemma this morning, and Frank alluded to it earlier in the week, and it actually came to fruition for me. Oh, yeah, here we go. Connor Bonner's life, GCS team deep.
Wow.
I don't know if it's this deep.
What a topic
I don't
bar
know if
by
this
Jordan.
deep. I was thinking more of something like it's tough because this is tough.
Oh, no.
So, okay. Yeah, if you notice the beard, got this bad boy trimmed up this morning. I like to go
good.
like every 4 to 6 weeks, keep it clean, everything like that. I go to a pretty big place with a lot of barbers, all right? I book online and just make it simple. I go at the same time, 9:30 on a Thursday morning. Each time I go, and I just click anybody, whatever barber's available. I trust all these people. They're all highly skilled. I like ever since I went bald, I've been very akin to like the Eastern European, Northern African like region for my barber. I want the chit chat behind me to be in another language. Like, had a lot of success with Moroccans, with Uzbekistanis.
Yeah.
I've had a Kazakhstan barber, Egyptian. Like, I've had a lot of success there. That's what this whole place is. And essentially, no one speaks English. That's besides the point.
No English, though.
No, I mean, they speak English, but it's very broken. And then they immediately start talking to the other barbers in different languages.
My guys, when I gravitated toward that as well, just based on living in Queens, but they were always American-born from those regions.
Oh, yeah, these guys are not American-born. These are like, I spent the first 25 years of my life in Uzbekistan.
Got it.
Now I'm here. So anyway, I book online. I choose anyone to be my barber, right? And I'm just like, yep, it's all good, no worries, doesn't matter.
Have you done this before?
Always, yeah.
You always just do the whoever's available?
Yeah, last 4 times I've gone, I've gotten the same dude. Rocking guy, my guy, kills it. In and out, no chit chat, just like, what's up, man? Same thing? Yep, same thing. Zoop. All right, peace, brother. Thanks so much. Go in this morning, same thing. Anybody available? Whatever. Walk in. I'm just like, they're just going to give me this guy again. I should just start requesting him, but I don't. She's just like, oh, yeah, you can go back to whoever, all the way in the back. And she's pointing to the guy that I normally go to next to him. So I'm walking to the back, and me and this guy have like this awkward, like, he's just like, oh, what's up, man? I'm just like, oh, what's up, dude? Sit down right next to him. I'm like, you know what? This isn't that weird. He's probably got an appointment in like 10, 15 minutes. It's all good. Like, nothing bad's going to happen. He didn't have an appointment the whole time. He's just sitting there. And then he starts talking to his other barber, kind of with a lot of like, emotion behind it in a different language, so I can't understand him. The question is, was he like, look at this fucking guy. He comes in every few weeks. We kind of had a thing going. And now he goes to the guy fucking right next to me. It felt like I was with my new girlfriend with my ex sitting right next to me. And it was not by intention at all.
Is that the end of the story?
Wow.
That's the end of the barber portion, yeah.
Complete faux pas. You fucked up. Yeah. Bad.
I was thinking, because Frank, you said earlier you couldn't get your beard trimmed in LA because you were going to come back and then your barber was going to be like, what the fuck, man?
So unfortunately, Ted Turner passed away yesterday. And we had some adjustments to do on the show to acknowledge the sad passing. So because of that, I had to cancel my barber appointment I was hoping to get before going to LA. So then last night I was like, well, I'll just get it done in LA. And I'm like, no, how can I come back? Where it's like, I canceled on you last minute and check out this new fade that you didn't do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Horrible.
This guy had to look straight in the eyes.
Fucking Ted Turner dying. Jesus. Ruining Frank's haircut.
I didn't even think. And as I was making the walk, I was like, oh, fuck me.
I think 2 times is the number. Yeah. If you have a barber that you've gone to 2 times, they're now your barber, and you cannot.
That's what I thought.
You after the fact that you free rolled him 2 more times after the second time, that's just like the God smiling down on you. By not requesting him after he's done you right 4 times in a row, yeah, you fucked up bad.
Honestly,
fucked up bad.
It's such a good barber relationship. I don't think we know each other's names. He hasn't been like, hey, man, I'm XYZ, blah, blah, blah.
He knows your name.
It's good. He knows your name.
He looked it up after and said, don't send me this guy ever again.
Send him
well, I guess, but then is there the chance that the lady was like, oh, well, he just chose anybody and I sent him to that guy?
No, that doesn't matter to the barber.
Like, oh, you motherfucker.
That's the bureaucratic arm. That's the business.
Well, now I'm in a huge pickle because if I go back and I go back to my old guy, now the new guy sees me with the old guy and he's like, oh,
no, he's a one haircut though. He's a one haircut. No. 4 to 1 , not even
Just find a brand new barbershop. Don't even
no,
go back
fuck
there.
that. Fuck that.
Yeah, man, it took me too
Social
long to
security
find
number, new identity.
I got fucked in the other one. Now let me continue the story even further.
Okay.
More.
I have a thought, but keep going.
Tremendous coffee shop right by where I go and get my beard trimmed.
We're moving on to a different venue?
This is a continuation of the story. What were you going to say on the barber?
Before we get off the barber.
Wait, what?
You request him specific. First of all, you find out his name. You request him specifically next time.
Okay.
And you give him a very big tip. You tip him double what you've been tipping him in the past.
I'm a big tipper as it is.
No, yeah, but whatever that big tip is, you're doubling it, and you're saying like, sorry, my bad, we're back in business. That's how you rectify this situation. That's your barber.
As it is.
Double.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
That's you fucked up bad. You have to make amends.
That's someone's monthly salary at that point.
You have to make amends. Okay.
So then I go to the coffee shop. Great coffee shop. Love it. Get it rarely, but when I do get the haircut, it's like, come on, we're gonna go in there. We're gonna rip great coffee. All right. Go in, get the coffee, walk back over to the office. Okay. By the time I get to the office, I'm still just kind of nursing the coffee, just because it's like, you want to sip it, you want to enjoy. It's not the shortest walk, but still have the coffee cup in my hand. Show up. Everyone knows Yahoo's got the coffee bar Tuesday through Thursday. I'm a regular there. Okay. I'm going every day, getting the coffee.
Yep.
Been getting served by the same woman for like 2 or 3 weeks now. I've kind of got a rapport, similar to a barber. I walk in, coffee cup in hand, from a different place.
Oh, no.
First person I see is this woman at the coffee bar. I was just like, hey, how's it going? And she kind of just gave me a head nod while she looked directly at the coffee cup.
Okay, did you return for coffee later?
No.
Oh!
Did you say good morning?
Why didn't you just mercy, like...
I said good morning, yeah. I was like, hey, how's it going?
I would have taken it, dropped it on the ground. I don't know what the hell that was.
She gave me a... So, it was like the meme of the kid where he's like...
Yeah.
Would you walk over to a tip jar and lift the money out of it too?
No.
Like, what are you doing?
Okay, but why didn't you just go back and get a coffee later?
I didn't want one. I already had one.
I know, but just get it for the sake of maintaining the relationship.
Look, what, you want me to fake it for her?
Yes, fake it.
What, you want me to fake like it and then I just take it and be like, thanks, right into the trash?
Yeah, you just fake it, you drink the coffee. You drink the coffee that you walked in with. An hour later, you pop back and you're like, good as new. Back to our routine. Nothing happened. Let's get that coffee going.
It's a tough day for the regulars, man. It was a tough day.
Oh, Connor, these are two faux pas.
It was a tough day.
Disrespect.
Just as a quick reminder, like, you are representing all of us. When
okay. I thought you were going to say, it's actually not that serious, and it was just a one-off.
No, I'm sorry, man. I now actually understand why you wanted to dive into this. Like, keep coming back. This is important. Get it off your chest.
Yep.
But please, keep us in mind when you're fucking up like this.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this week. It is tough, as they say. We got any voicemails?
Ahoy, hoy. What's up, BITB?
What's up, bro?
It's Nico from Miami calling.
Hey,
I'm actually graduating tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
Just finished my undergrad accounting degree. And I got no question this week, but I wanted to give you guys a huge thanks. Thank you to GC, Rick, Frank, the whole crew. You guys gave me a lot of great entertainment through the ups and downs of college. And I want to give a special thanks, special shout out to Frankie.
Hey.
Because I remember maybe 9 or 10 months ago, I called in. I was a nervous wreck. I was freaking out. I had made some pretty poor decisions. And I was real nervous about potential consequences. And I guess that prompted Frank to tell us about the kissing his mother's ass story.
Wow.
Which I cannot believe is now a recurring theme on the podcast. I think that's hilarious.
That's the genesis.
I'm glad I called that day and was a nervous wreck on the phone because I guess the kissing mother's ass bit would not be here without that. But yeah, just overall, you guys are great. Thanks so much for everything you do, all the entertainment. And you guys take care.
Nico, you take care, brother. We appreciate the support, man. Congratulations on graduating. I think it's from Miami, so shout out. That's not a bad school to be graduating from. I hope you enjoyed your time in college because it's all downhill from here, brother.
And what a gift he gave to us.
God.
I mean, him and Frank in combination, obviously.
Him and Frank in combo. That's unreal stuff. Shout out to you, Nico. We appreciate you, brother. And congrats. Welcome.
Congrats. What's up, boys? It's Michael from Covina calling, the Roy God. All right, so just quick update. I lost by split decision in my Muay Thai fight. I found out the last minute it was a title fight.
This is the hemorrhoids?
Who cares? Yeah. Shit happens. Moving on.
Shit does happen.
I have another fight coming up on the 23rd of this month.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's going to be in the cage, MMA. So back to what I'm good at. Anyways, I wanted to talk about Daniel Dubois.
Interesting.
Now, I understand he's a big superstar and, you know, he's a world champion and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, we're just fighters. We don't really contribute much to society. You know, like, our job has no significance to what we provide in the real world. So the fact that there's people out here that are willing to take the time and they're interested in what we're doing and they want to speak to us, I think it's important as fighters that we respect that and we acknowledge that, because without the media, without all the, I don't know the word, reporters and stuff, we wouldn't be able to make a living. We wouldn't be able to do anything, because who the fuck's going to watch it if no one's talking about it, if no one's hyping it up? So, I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I'm real new to the game, so who knows? Maybe my opinion will change. I also want to give a shout out to Pete. Fuck James Harden. Fuck his beard. Your stash is way better, bro.
What's going on?
You have one of the best laughs. PT has one of the best laughs. It's so hearty. It's like, I can't even do it. But that shit is just, it's perfect.
It's so good.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything.
Shout out to you, brother. Sorry about the loss. Hopefully you come out victorious on, what do you say, the 23rd?
23rd.
Best of luck in that fight, man. That's really exciting stuff. Yeah, the Daniel Dubois thing, like, I understand he's like a bit socially awkward and like he doesn't enjoy doing the media, but to his point, like, whether you're, you know, you think the media, like, you need to do it and everything like that, like, or you know, no one's going to be interested. I don't think that's necessarily true, but like, it is just a part of the job.
There's
like,
an ecosystem.
Yeah, man. There's part of any job that you're going to have that you're not going to like. And to me, I think it's unprofessional to sort of, you know, I don't know if I'd call it a temper tantrum, but like to just be unprofessional in that manner.
Well, he used the right word, right? Like respect. Just respect the process. Like come, you know, respectfully to the process.
Brother, you're getting paid a lot of money on Saturday night. And I'm not saying that you didn't earn that in any way, shape, or form. You are an unbelievable fighter. But yeah, man, like there is a decorum that must be had when like this is still part of your job. Walking out on multiple interviews over everyday questions on Tuesday is a little weird to me. I think it's just an unprofessional look.
Yeah, I think it does. Anybody who treats the game like I just want to show up and fight does a little bit of a disservice to their own career, to be honest. Like, now, granted, as we kind of talked about, maybe this was the best thing because it got enough attention, but you can't do this forever.
Sure, it may have gotten attention, but did it garner admiration? Did it garner fandom? Are people like, damn, I love Daniel Dubois now?
I gotta watch him fight because he walked out of those interviews? Yeah, probably not.
What's going on, boys in the bag? Thank y'all so very much for helping me get through so many shifts, as always. I mean, literally, I'm listening to y'all's show right now, and I hear all these first-time callers coming in, so I thought I might as well jump in.
Welcome aboard, brother.
I do have a genuine question. So I am trying to work on this, you know, MMA, UFC-centered YouTube channel I've been trying to grow for the past couple of years, and it's just a big dream and goal of mine, but I specifically want to get into interviewing, and I just had my first one the other day, and it was, you know, solid, but I feel like I already am fucking slapping myself in the face. I know 100 things I could already do better. My question to y'all, especially, you know, Ariel, I think he's great at interviewing. You guys, I know, have experience in that field. Any advice to just get the best set of fighters and get the best interview possible? And even then, like, what makes a good interview? And also, what are things that I can do to better increase the chances of fighters responding, you know? Thank you guys so very much. Connor, massive fan. All you guys, big fans. Appreciate the show a lot, man.
My man, appreciate you. Appreciate the call. However, I'm not the right person to ask about interviews. I enjoy them to an extent, but like it just is not my forte. It's not something that I'm great at. The fact that you already know of things that you can do better is brilliant. Like, I mean, it's just going to take reps. You're not going to be perfect from the start. So like knowing things to work on for the next one is all you can really ask for. Like you'll just continue to improve as long as you can point those things out. I guess like if I had any advice, it would be like, don't read off a script. Don't just like read questions. Just like have an idea of like what you want to ask them and try to be conversational. But again, I'm not one to be giving interviewing advice out.
Yeah, neither of us is like what I would say are expert interviewers. Like we can handle it, but Ariel
too humble.
Ariel is like the gold standard and probably who you should be looking to. But as far I think you nailed on the two things that I was thinking was one, just get reps. Recognize that your first interview is going to suck, your 100th interview is going to suck, and your 500th is probably going to be pretty good, right? Just like you have to get the shitty ones out of the way. The way a stand-up comedian is not going to be good, their first 500 times on stage, they're going to bomb, and then eventually you become good. So just get the reps. Don't think too hard, don't overcomplicate or think too hard about like, man, this needs to be perfect on the second time I'm ever interviewing anybody. Just plow through the shitty ones. Plow through the shitty ones until you get to the good ones. Learn from the mistakes and just keep improving. And then the other thing that you said was, there was something else you said that I was thinking as well.
How to get the best out of fighters?
Yeah.
How to get more fighters to respond.
Conversational.
Yeah, keep it
Have a conversation.
And then like in terms of getting fighters to respond, it's just, you can only do so much, man.
Yeah, I mean, talk about things that they want to talk about, but also engage in conversation, right? If you just, as you said, if you're scripting it, right? If you're just going, this is the question I want to ask, and you're not listening and responding and having a conversation, it's going to suck. They're not going to answer your questions in the way that you want, or they will, but then you're moving on to something else when there could have been a better way to handle that. So just listen and have a conversation, and just get the reps. Keep talking, and even like. What I'm not saying is like treat it like shit and just be like, these are all gonna suck, so why bother and give any effort? No, give the effort, but like have interviews with your friends, your family, get the reps that way. Just like figure out ways that you can continue to hone in on that, and by the 500th time, maybe you'll be a little better than the first time.
Hey boys, it's Nathan from Phoenix here. I haven't left a super chat in a while because genuinely Frank can't fucking read.
I know.
Can you guys read them along with him? Also, you guys were talking about shit a lot this episode. One time I was driving from Oregon to Sacramento during COVID, and I couldn't find a bathroom anywhere. So I pulled up to a CVS, and if you remember during COVID, they didn't let you anywhere near a bathroom. I had to tell the poor employee, I was like, hey, if you don't open this bathroom, I'm going to shit on the floor. And he opened it for me. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. I love how it's just like, man, you guys talked about shitting a lot that episode, so I might as well get my story off.
Have we become a scat podcast?
God,
I feel like
sometimes I'm like, that's not the episode to send to mom and dad. That's not the one that you hope like the girl you got a crush on comes across.
I feel like people really identified with your nightmare scenario.
Yeah, I think so too. The best part about that one is like, that's true desperation. You're looking a stranger in the eye and you're like, if you don't unlock that door, I will shit on this floor. And the person is literally like, it's like, all right,
I guess I got
it, bro.
Yeah.
You got it.
But the other part of it is like, you could walk into any business and they're like, why the fuck did you come into my CVS to shit on my floor or use my employee
But at
bathroom?
least the CVS makes sense. It's not like you're walking into like a bank branch or something.
Imagine walking into the bank branch and be like, I need to make a deposit.
Hey, sneaky Soho. I need to make a deposit. Is good. Soho, low key, Capital One Cafe, only bathroom on the street.
Shout out.
Boys, Eric from the D.
What's up, Eric?
In honor of last week's Pound for Pound, I got a funny bubble gut story. First time going to LA on vacation with my wife. Normal day-to-day, I eat pretty healthy and meal prep, but whenever I travel, I always indulge and eat whatever I want. So that means I get the worst farts. We go to a comedy show, sit in front row, and I let one rip. My wife immediately knows it's my brand. It is terrible. The comedian literally stops her set, says, "Oh shit, their pants," and starts questioning everyone in the front row. And the rest of her set was all about my fart. Thankfully, my wife didn't sell me out, and I didn't look guilty enough. Thought you guys would love the story. Love the show. Keep up the great work.
That
sounds like the actual nightmare.
Nightmare. You're just trying to make your stomach feel better, and then it's just like, shitter.
Well, thankfully he couldn't get ID'd except by his wife. The comedian turning her whole set into this guy shit his pants is pretty crazy.
The comedian being like, we're coming around to check everybody's pants to see if they shit in them.
And then the CVS guy walks in and just sits on the floor.
Fucking spotlight right on you.
Woo. That's what this pod is.
That's what we've become. Boys in the bathroom.
Yo, what's up? This is Jackson from Portland.
What's up, Jackson?
Frank, this one is just for you.
Hey, Frankie, take it away.
Man, I was listening to the Helwani show yesterday. I think it was on the Just Question segment. Just question that Ariel threw to you about, I think, the Grails, right, to the records. And you made my two kind of niche worlds collide when you dropped the mention of the Genocide Oregon LP. I was in the shower. I had the phone, propped up on the sink by the shower listening to it. And I just say Genocide Oregon. Holy shit. Stuck my hand out of the shower, ran it back, 15 seconds. Yep, he sure did. Man, what a random drop. My worlds of MMA, watching that stuff, listening to your podcast, and then noise and power electronics suddenly, which, even more niche. About as niche as it goes there for music. Man, so yeah, that was crazy. Never thought I would hear a drop of a mention like that on the show. Shout out to you. I think you had mentioned maybe Japanese noise before, maybe Merzbow or something previously that gave me some kind of indication that you were down like that. Anyway, you don't have to play this one on the show. I heard that.
Oh, we played it, brother.
Got my mind blown for a minute about the world of, harsh noise and power electronics and my favorite podcast intersecting. So shout out to you. I make noise myself. My newest LP just sold out, but if you want to check it out, you can listen to it online. Project's name is Commuter. It is Tokyo Pure Decadence. I do like a kind of field recorded mashup with harsh noise sort of thing. That LP is sold out, or I would send you one, but anyway, it's online. So you Frank, you rock even more now, but you always rock. All right, later.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah. Anything by Hospital Productions I fuck with. Tesco, Total Black. Missing Hospital Fest out in Japan this year, where White House is actually getting back together. So thanks for calling.
Wow. Worlds colliding, Frankie.
Venn diagram. MMA.
I love the detail of the phone resting on the sink.
Yeah. I love the calls with all the details. So I was driving and I got bubble guts, or my hemorrhoid exploded, and now I was in the shower listening to you guys.
What's good, boys in the back?
What's up, brother?
How y'all doing today?
Doing fantastic.
It's Thomas from Queens.
Tom.
Yeah. I'm going to the live show on Friday.
Hey.
I went to the last live show in NYC back in 2023.
Shout out.
And was able to get solid daps from GC and the Jackman. I was so intimidated by Frank's luchador mask to say hi to him that night. I don't know why I didn't say hi to him. I should have. Speaking of Frank, I feel like he's in his prime when it comes to the drops. The Dana White aggravated drops have been having me weak. And Darren Till's, I give a shit. She'll give us an answer. Baldy.
Not bad.
Are just
amazing.
Bad. You're great, Frank. You're killing it.
Give me a
Anyways,
fucking break.
keep up the good work, boys. See y'all at the live show.
Hey.
If y'all see a 5'6" man with a Mets fitted come up to y'all, it's Thomas from Queens.
Tom.
Hope to give y'all another solid bro dap. Peace and love, boys. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Well, he's pretty good on the drop imitations. 5'6", Mets fitted. We'll see you there, Tom.
If anybody is unaware of what we're talking about, tomorrow night, City Winery, Dustin Poirier, Joe Pfeiffer, Kyle Dawkins, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, all sitting on stage with Ariel. Maybe some at the same time, maybe some overlap. Mostly going to be individual, but a lot of fun. Come join us at City Winery. Tickets may be available, but when we started this show, it was very, very small number. I don't know if they've sold out by the time we finish this, but if not, City Winery has your tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us tomorrow.
What's up, boys in the back? This is Adam calling in. Just wanted to say I've now watched these main card minute episodes with Pete C.
Legend.
And I retract my statement about wanting to to be on the show because that guy is an absolute monster, dude.
I mean, he's good, but
would not want to go up against this guy. To answer your question from last week, sorry for not addressing that, GC. I think the Netherlands. I'm not that optimistic. I'm thinking it's like a quarterfinals exit, to be honest. But my question to you guys would be, other than the good old US of A, who will you be supporting in this World Cup? Do you have a second team? Maybe one which is actually a favorite to win, unlike the United States. Hate to break it to you.
Wow.
Let me know, guys. Have a great one. Cheers.
Yeah, I'll be rooting for the US of A, that's for sure. Going to make it special. Going to go to a bar for each of the games. Going to get hyped up. It's going to be a sick month here in the States. I'll be going to a few games. I'm going to Spain, Saudi Arabia in Atlanta. So I might hop on board the Spain wagon. They're one of the favorites to win. And there's a chance I could end up at either a France or England game here in MetLife. If I watch the team play in person, I'll probably have a little bit more affinity for them. Looking forward to watching Norway. Obviously, Erling Haaland. Yeah, and then just like the jerseys, the camaraderie, everything. I can't wait for like those random ass like Jordan versus Algeria games, South Korea versus South Africa, whatever's going to be going on. Yeah. Spain and France are, in my opinion, the two favorites. I think Argentina's alive to win it back-to-back. Brazil's one of the favorites. I don't think they'll win. England's one of the favorites. I don't know to hear about them. They got a good squad. I don't know. I can't wait for the World Cup. It's going to be incredible. It is going to be incredible. I actually already got a Spain jersey.
Oh, there you go. So maybe that can be your.
Yeah, I got one
squad.
for the game that I'm going to.
He mentioned Make Card Minute. Shout out to our guy Luke.
Shout out,
great job,
Luke, man.
But he talked about Pizzi, like being this behemoth, being this juggernaut. He doesn't want a piece of him. Like, I don't know if you've seen the episode yet, but
Rick came out victorious.
Your boy won.
Damn, and if you wanted to do prop quiz math.
Now, granted, did Pizzi have 3,000 points and I had minus 500 heading into the final question? Yes.
Who's to check?
Did Pizzi give me 1,000 points to allow me to compete in the game, and then he wagered all of it and I wagered all of it and we both ended up with 0, and then I went on to win the tiebreaker? Yes. But I still won.
Okay, so Pizzi actually won. So me and Pete got to do a face-off at some point. When I find the time,
I won.
Me versus Pete.
I won, though.
Yeah, but did you really?
Just disqualified.
Yeah, did you really?
I mean, I'm in the finals against, I believe, the winner between Dennis of Submission Radio and Sean Sheehan. So I'll be facing off against one of them. Because I beat Pizzi.
Yeah.
Now, as I said, did he give me points to allow me to do that? Who's to check? But I won.
Who gives a shit?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Manny from outside Miami.
What's up, Manny?
Hell of a weekend, guys. Definitely had some decent fights. Wanted to do something a little different today, man. Wanted to pay my respects. We had to put down the family dog over the weekend.
Sorry, man.
And it was my wife's dog. He was a good boy, man. His name was Ninja. And doing that had me thinking about an old dog that I had, that her name was Sammy. And we had to put her down a few years back in 2019, man. And these dogs, man, they're just... I want to respect them because I feel like they made us better people. I want to thank Sammy because she literally saved our life. Sammy was our dog. She saved us because our pilot light went out because I lived in a little hood outside of Miami, and the pilot light went out in an old oven, and she barked up a storm. I had my grandparents with me, and we figured out that it was a pilot light. She saved us twice.
Wow.
So I really...
Damn. Twice?
I talk about Sammy about once a week, man, and that dog left us like 2019. So, if we can, man, if you guys are down, I just want to hear about some pets that you guys miss and that were special to you guys. And don't just say because they were the best, because I know these pets are the best to us. Give me some substance, man. Let me know why. Because I respect Ninja because he took care of my wife before I was there. I known about him his whole life, and I had a pleasure of being with him for a third of his life. And Sammy was just special because she saved me many ways. So just share something about some old pets that are not here with us anymore. And if Frank can give me a here's to you with the Ric Flair woo, I think my dogs would appreciate that. Love you guys, and hope all is well with you guys. And Kratos is a beast. I'm sad that he didn't want to fight Morales, because I think that would be a scrap. I think that'll be a good scrap and not a boring scrap. Keep up the good work, guys, and thank you.
It would be an unbelievable fight. I'm really sorry to hear about your dog, man. Rest in peace.
Brother.
In terms of pets that I miss, he's still alive, but I haven't seen him in, 2 years now. My old roommate's dog, shout out to Dev, who moved back to Baltimore. His dog, London, lived with him for 3 years, and now I haven't seen him for 2. But, man, fantastic, fantastic dog. Loved just chilling. Couldn't be alone, which is, a blessing and a curse. But, like, always down to just chill, hang by your side, hyped as all get out when you got home. I have a couple pictures of London that have made their way onto the internet. One where we watched Tough together. I was in the Tough jersey, and he sat there and watched it with me. And another where I did the Shama point down to him. But yeah, shout out to London. A Maltese Shih Tzu mix. The goofiest dog you've ever met.
London is goated.
You know London, Frankie.
Yeah. Super bed.
Any pet stories from the back?
I share the sentiment about London.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Never had any pets growing up.
Wow.
He's not responsible.
We had a goldfish. My mom really tended to. It was really nice of her to really take care of it. That's about it.
This is a good way to end it. All right.
Shout out to London.
Here's to you. Woo!
Wait, what?
I don't have the drop.
Fuck.
What's up,
He had
boys?
one request.
The Iowan Lion here, dropping some fight news,
Shout out to the
breaking
Iowan
news
Lion.
on you guys.
Yeah, come on.
Making my LFA debut June 19th.
Hey.
LFA 235 in Louisville, Kentucky. Maybe you guys want to swing through. Maybe you guys
No.
want to have a watch party. I don't know.
No. But congrats to
Going
you.
back to your pound-for-pound list last week, pound-for-pound nightmares, does anybody else get the reoccurring nightmare of just, like, being in the worst public settings fully naked? And, like, you don't have access to any clothing. It's my least favorite dream that I have. It is an absolute nightmare, and I get it somewhat often, like too often, and I don't know what it means. Also, has anyone ever had a wet dream? Thanks. Bye.
Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
What did he say his name was?
He's the Iowan Lion. His name is Liam.
Liam Anun?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7-2. Yeah,
No.
the Iowan Lion. Shout out, 7-2, making his LFA debut.
Damn.
Let's fucking go, man. That's sick. Oh, I'm hyped, man. He's going against Todd Pickett, welterweight. Woo! Let's go.
Shout out to the Iowan Lion.
Shout out to the Iowan Lion, man.
He
That's
kept
hype.
saying that. I thought that was just like a nickname he was like giving himself. I didn't realize it was a fight nickname.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
LFA debut. Fuck. Shout out
That's
to
not bad.
you.
That's not bad. Let's move up the ranks.
Let's go,
Iowan
Liam.
Lion.
Let's go, Liam. But no, we will not be in Kentucky. Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
Absolutely not. I can't go there. But also, we do wish you the best. of
Like
luck.
legally?
And I've never had a naked dream.
Yeah, neither have I. Frank, you?
No.
Are you barred from Kentucky, or just saying like we can't go there because
Can't go there,
fuck
man.
it?
I just can't go there.
Oh, it feels like you're not saying something. Are you?
I just can't go.
Oh wow. All right.
Hey, man, you want to go to Kentucky?
No, man, I can't.
Hey, boys in the back, it's Michael from North Carolina. I have horrible news. Did you hear about this?
What?
You didn't hear about this? Oh, my God, it's terrible. The MMA business is just going out of business. Nothing else can happen. No more podcasts, no nothing. Boys in the back, if the MMA business goes out tomorrow and you have to parallel go to a different podcast, what subject you guys covering? Food, lifestyle? Let me know.
Okay.
I think I have a career in shit.
I think shit.
Yeah. I think we can go and talk about shitting on
A
another
shit
podcast. Did he do the?
Did you see this?
Did you guys hear about this? No. You guys didn't hear about this?
He did do that.
Yeah.
That's Andy's favorite.
That's been Ariel's go-to this week. Did you guys see this? Did you see this?
It's almost
man, we
like
didn't see
Jay
that.
Leno-esque, huh?
Are you sure?
You guys didn't see this?
What
shitting.
What podcast would you be able to
Tennis
do?
or college football?
You've done those in the past, right? You had
that's where
both
I'd
of
go.
those.
I haven't done tennis, but that's where I'd go.
I feel like
Movies?
I don't know. Movies I could maybe do.
You could do movies.
There's so many movie nerds who know so much more than me.
I feel like you gotta.
Lifestyle of some sort. I don't know.
What would you do?
Parenting? Could I do a parent pod?
Yeah. Called The Buckets with Jackman.
Listen, I give some good life
Buckets
advice
with
out.
Eric Jackman.
Probably something audio related, music related.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have guessed that.
Wow.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Not the shock.
That one guy who
What's up,
called.
boys?
would be-
John from Brooklyn here. Long
What's up, Johnny?
time listener, first time caller, so I
Appreciate
hope this
you.
makes it big.
Shout out.
Question for y'all. My girlfriend is born and raised in New York City, but I'm thinking long term we can move to Jersey because it's more affordable to buy a house.
Respect.
But she thinks she would not even entertain that idea.
Okay.
There must be a feeling where New Yorkers think they're just better than everyone, right?
Definitely.
Anyways, wondering if you
They
guys
are.
have any advice or selling points of living in New Jersey versus New York, or does Jersey just suck? And Ricky, better not say move to Queens. Love your podcast. Thanks.
So the goal of it, we appreciate the call, brother. The goal of it is to save money.
Or maybe start a family.
Start a family, which is you're going to need to save money and you're going to want some more space, which is what you're going to get in New Jersey. This man has lived in New York his entire life, essentially. I find myself a bit of a connoisseur of the tri-state area. I have lived in Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey several times. For each of them, I've had multiple stints, except for New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey for 2 years, and I enjoyed New Jersey. Rent was astronomically cheaper, and my apartment was about triple the size it is right now. I didn't even know what to do with all the space. Had a giant terrace. It was incredibly nice. The surrounding area is not as exciting, is not as inviting, is not as interesting. So like, you kind of just have to accept like you're moving to the suburbs. I completely agree with you. New Yorkers have this air of arrogance about them when it comes to it. And it's just like, I could never go to New Jersey. If you're in like Hoboken or Jersey City or even like Bayonne, it is a shorter trip in than it is from Brooklyn. Now it's not like I said, it's not going to be as fun as Brooklyn, but like if your goal is to start a family and save a bunch of money, like everything is more affordable just across the Hudson River in New Jersey. Car insurance was more affordable. Health insurance was more affordable.
More space.
Housing, more space. Just like even like grocery stores were more affordable. Everything for you is going to be more affordable. To the point that sometimes, like, I get my health insurance bill and I'm just like, should I move back to New Jersey? Should I just move back to New Jersey? I mean, just across the Hudson, you're saving coin, man. You are saving coin.
You are very aware, this caller is very aware of the benefits, right? He has already made this analysis. He has already done the logical process of preparing himself for a move to New Jersey.
Yeah.
He has committed to this. He's thought in his head, I want to have a house. I will move to New Jersey where it's affordable. Your partner is in the position I was 10, 15 years ago, which is I'm a native New Yorker. I will never leave New York City. New York City is home. No matter what I have to do, I will stay in New York City because I love New York City with all my heart and all my bones. Then I had kids. Then my priorities changed.
Without the sex.
No, I actually did have the sex.
It requires that.
It required it, actually. Oh, wow, congrats. Very well played. Once your priorities change, once those things align better, the decision becomes very clear. I used to be so much of a New York City kid that I would say, if you're from Long Island, you're not from New York. That is not New York to me. Wow. That's how much of a
and look at you
snobby dickhead like New York City kid that I was.
Mayor of Amityville.
Now I live on Long Island, and my priorities shifted, and I couldn't love it more. Because of the change. So what I would say to you is, you kind of just have to ride this one out. You have to start planning and anticipating and thinking about how you're going to make this move, but she will only be ready to do it on her time. You cannot force I'm ready to leave New York City.
beating up babies.
I also like, I just can't stress enough, like the further you go out into Jersey, the like how it is just going to get staggering how much money you can actually save.
Yeah. And so you have to talk to her. If her priority is to live in the heart of it and be in New York City, it doesn't matter what you two have to get aligned. It doesn't matter what you're saying to her.
Pick up some OT.
Yeah. So figure that out, but you can't force it. She's going to have to be ready to leave.
Can't force it. As someone that lived there, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And also like,
but here's the thing. It's logical. It makes a lot of sense. You move her there. You convince her. You say, we did it. We're going to move to Jersey. If she's miserable, if that first month is pure misery for her, you're fucked forever. You're done. You are absolutely cooked because you forced her to make this move and now she's miserable and now she will never forgive you for it. There will be resentment. You must do this on the proper timeline.
Also, last thing I'll say about it, if her family is in like Queens, Brooklyn, out on Long Island or anything like that, and she needs to frequently go visit them, you are not close to that in Jersey. You are close to Manhattan. That is the only place that you're going to be able to get to. I worked in Manhattan when I lived in Jersey. We obviously work in Manhattan now, so it would not be an issue. But like if you're trying to get out to Queens, it's a bitch. It's hard to get out there. Yeah, it's going to take you a minute.
If that's the case, go the other way. Go deeper into the island.
Also, if it becomes between Staten Island and New Jersey, just go to New Jersey.
Please, God, go to New Jersey. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. New Jersey really is not that far. My commute was not bad when I lived in New Jersey.
And lastly.
Boys, quick question. But first, I've got a couple of things to get off my chest. Okay. First of all, the UFC can keep their poxy primetime Saturday slot. We love a good Sunday sesh down here, and the fights are the cherry on top.
I've been hearing that.
Second, it's great to see you supporting an Aussie footy team, but you've picked the wrong code, boys.
No, we haven't.
Every bloody AFL game looks like a bunch of seagulls fighting over a hot chip. And if you want to see some real Aussie footy, check out the upcoming NRL State of Origin games. Biggest rivalry in the country, and it's absolute chaos every year. Go to Queensland. Anyway, question for Rick. A couple of weeks back, you were talking DC Comics and mentioned asking Frankie what he thought about a certain writer's Batman and Superman runs. Now, it's just a hunch, but we're talking about Grant Morrison's Batman and All-Star Superman. Absolutely legendary runs. GC, add them to your list.
Done.
And enjoy the long Halloween.
All-Star Superman.
Appreciate you, boys.
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
No, it was not that.
No, we were talking about, I think we even said it. We were talking about the Absolute run.
Yeah, Scott Snyder.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm about to get into.
Wait, I lent that to you a week ago.
Brother, I told you a million times that I'm working through Bourdain's book right now.
Brother.
Flying through it. It's fantastic. Kitchen Confidentials. Absolutely.
Didn't they just release a trailer for a Bourdain movie?
Yeah, A24. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not because it's like the movie seems to be centered around like literally like 20 pages at the beginning of Kitchen Confidential. Like his time spent out on Cape Cod. Book is, if you are into cooking and you like anything Anthony Bourdain, like it is so good. I'm loving it. Like to be a book about food and like just tales from the kitchen, he absolutely kills it. And then I'm going to get into Frankie. I mean,
is it still in your bag?
No. It's sitting safely at home on the spine. I have a 50-pound dumbbell resting on its spine to make sure
you're using it as a coaster. I thought.
Yeah, a footrest.
Fortunately, we live just down the street from your nearest, local comic book store. You could just
bingo. Well, we went to the comic book store. I read my first comic. It was great. And then me and Frankie are sitting there, and a guy who works at Yahoo, shout out to Steven, GOAT, comes up to us, and he's just like, I saw you guys talking about the comic books and everything like that. And he's just like, I was like, yeah, I just read, Dark Knight Returns. I got the Long Halloween, everything like that. And he's like, I got what did he say, Daredevil Rises? And I was like, is it the Frank Miller one? And he's just like, yeah, it is. I was just like, yeah, fucking no ball, no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal, yeah.
You're a comic guy now.
Daredevil Born Again.
Daredevil Born Again, yes. Oh, shout out to, I forgot fucking Steven's in the control room this entire time. Shout out. Yeah, Daredevil Born Again. Yeah, I was like, Frank Miller, dropped a little knowledge on the comic book game.
Those, we call them Frankie Mill.
FMs? Little radios,
We
bro.
talked about it at
a couple
the
radios.
meeting. We were like, Frankie Mill. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot at the Order of the Franks.
The Order of the Franks.
Yeah, shout out to him, legend.
We meet every Friday.
The Australian thing, I just saw a couple people on Twitter just being like, yeah, the primetime was cool, but like I love waking up on Sunday morning, grabbing a cup of coffee, watching the fights. Yeah, like
did you enjoy the early?
Okay. I was watching The Crack. Shout out. I support everything Uncrowned, read the articles, do everything here. I am an Uncrowned supporter. I was watching The Crack last week, and they were asking Chuck if he was going to get up for the fights. And he's like, my son wanted to get up early for the fights. He sees the adventure in it. And they were all like, fuck that. There's no adventure in it. I actually would rather get up at the ass crack of dawn to watch a Perth card than stay up till 11 to watch an Apex card.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
There's just like something fun about like being up at a time like you weren't supposed to, and like, I pulled back a couple Coopers, picked up some Coopers as not Fosters as our Australian friends, and even then I posted the Coopers, and I got some Australians in my comment being like, piss water, you got to drink the XYZ, and I was just like,
well, wasn't it always VB Longnecks, isn't it? And
it's always VB Longnecks. Literally cannot get those in the States, not even at a bar or restaurant. Coopers is the best we can do. But yeah, like I enjoy the adventure of it, and then I take a nap at like 10 a.m.
I'm a big fan of starting the day early. I'm a big fan of starting the cards early. Hell, I mean, this week I controversially said that I'd like the best fights of the night to be the first fight on the entire event. Get me out as quick as possible. I do not want to be up till fucking 4 a.m.
Without the sex.
Well,
I don't know if that one applied there, but
I don't know. I think also with it. All right. Thank you so much for the voicemails. We really appreciate it, guys. Love getting your calls. A lot of first timers. Back-to-back weeks. Shout out to you. Love getting the first time callers. Frankie, we got any super chats, brother?
Super chats. Yeah, I think I see one or two. Starting us off is Banana Breakdown. Jordan, country-based shorts are a fantastic idea. Tell your boy David Ellison. Frank Lano, where's my brother drop? Lastly, GC, how was Dave's hot chicken?
Brother.
I've never been to Dave's Hot Chicken. Did I say I was going?
I feel like we've just talked about it many times, but I don't know if we ever committed.
Wasn't there a watch party where you're like, I'm going to go get Dave's Hot Chicken right after this?
I was lying. I was lying to the entire audience. It's also all about Ahmad's or Asad's Hot Chicken now, whoever Armin is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, whoever Armin's getting the hot chicken from, Asad's Hot Chicken.
That's it.com.
That's it.
Bob Tulloch, 8255, had hoped to win the tickets for the show. Still love you guys.
Wait.
Yeah?
Did he not win?
Isn't it Bob and Cheryl?
Shouldn't we finish reading the chat?
Finish.
Would have been great to see you guys again. Next time, we'll buy our own VIP tickets.
Wait, but did he not win?
It's possible he sent this super chat in before you announced you were giving another.
Oh, before I said that I was going to give.
Could be a couple Bobs who view the show.
No, I think this is Bob and Cheryl.
Okay, I checked the channel activity.
No, he spells it different.
Cheryl, Bob, enjoy the show.
Shout out Bob and Cheryl. Is that it?
Gautier versus Diaz will be televised ritual sacrifice.
It could get ugly. Could get ugly, Sleet.
Yeah, but we thought that last fight too.
Yeah, and he went to a decision.
MBU 90, is it John Jones to blame for Jones Aspinall not happening due to Jones reneging on $30 million for the kitchen scrap?
Yes, John Jones.
$30 million for the kitchen scrap.
John Jones is to blame for that one. But it also took them months and months and months to agree to his terms. So it's more of the UFC.
Shut the fuck up and watch the fights.
There is also the argument that like, $30 million isn't enough. How's 35 for you?
Yeah.
Everyone has a number.
Give me a fucking break.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's fucking illegal.
And lastly, Cruisin' Baby, or maybe not last, Cruisin' Baby 6483. Have fun in LA next week. Enjoy my hometown. Take Ariel to a Dodgers game for me. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you.
Good news, Cruisin' Baby.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
We're going to do just that. We're going to a Dodgers game.
Who the fuck is we?
I'm going to throw out the first pitch. A little two-seam fastball.
You are?
Left-handed. Yeah, like Alex Pereira. In honor of MVP's MMA card on Netflix, here's some guy who's going to the event.
Fuck no, man. Fuck Connor.
I have no doubt, though, that you'd get it over the plate. You'd throw a heater.
Pipe.
Yeah.
Right down, like absolute, right down fucking Main Street. I grew up playing sports People who can't throw balls, I do not understand. I'm ambidextrous. I can sling a football. I can sling a baseball.
We're literally beating up babies.
Frisbee? Ask Frankie about the Frisbee, man. I put this kid to shame. It was tough sledding out there for Frankie. We were in the park one day. I was just ripping the disc, and Frankie's out here just like, boom, just
to the body,
just letting that thing fucking fly. Yeah, I also got a nasty jumper. Look at that elbow. I used to have a thing that kept the elbow
Straighten
in
it.
place. Oh yeah, the jumper was nasty. Let the swan out. I mean, golf swing as well. Take me to the driving range. I can pipe that thing. I mean, I saw Sean Strickland on Embedded, and he's like that.
Definitely fucking said Sean Strickland.
I'm bro. I do the little footstep.
Well, why is this shot so dark today?
One little waggle, and then just. Oh my God, that might be in the hole actually. I think that is the hole.
I don't think he's gonna sit back down.
But
to our pod listeners, Connor just emoted a few different.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, bowling. I mean, like I got the.
And then he got back up.
Bowling. I mean, oh my God.
He's now mimicking.
That's a strike. Before I even threw it, that's a strike.
Are we rotating or throwing straight? Are we getting a little spin on the ball or no?
Okay, so I used to do many bowling leagues back in the day. I was like heavy into it. Career high 246, no big deal.
Shit.
Don't need to brag or anything like that. It's too many to count. 200 plus games. Used to be a rotator.
How's your curling?
Now straight.
Now in my modern day, I don't go very often. So yeah, it's straight. It's
You're just throwing it straight down
the tennis serve form. People have been asking in the chat.
Oh my God! I mean, come on. You got to get the grunt. You line up, you obviously couple bounces, and then you get the.
Can you hear him, or do I have to?
No, this is fine.
Couple bounces, T-shirt
what people
adjust,
tune in for.
and then you give the look to the opponent. Nice little toss, bending the knees. You know, you got to make sure, and then the grunt always has to come. You got to get the grunt. Oh my God, beautiful serve. Oh, it's aced. I don't even have to. We couldn't even get it back.
Someone's asking, what's your backstroke look like?
I can't show you a backstroke. I can show you a backhand though. Yeah.
No, he's talking about swimming. He's talking swimming.
I know. I said I can't do the backstroke, but I can't give you the forehand. Oh, that's a winner down the line. Yeah, I'm an everyman. I grew up just running around the neighborhood playing different sports, biking, cycling.
Literally just lost some subscribers.
Then you got to open the window, boys. Open the window. This is the breathing hole right here when you're swimming. There's the window. Boxing?
Why did it cut to me? What am I?
There it is.
You're allowing this to happen.
Oh, extending on it.
What can he do?
We're still working on the boxing. Yeah.
Did you practice that on Wii Boxing?
You're damn right I did.
Hawani's got some pointers for you.
24-inch Dub says, coleslaw is top tier in New England, stupid New York. Rick. Oh, just says New York.
Wait, didn't we
love
all
coleslaw,
say
bro.
we like coleslaw?
Coleslaw is great in Georgia, too.
Coleslaw is amazing.
The fuck are you talking about? Celtics suck. Bums.
He also wrote back as our last super chat, I am half Greek. You are totally mispronouncing Euro.
Was he saying that to Frank, or was he saying that to
He was saying
Rick?
it to Frank.
He just said stupid New York before. Honestly, 24-inch Dubs, like, let's clean this up. UR is two different words. Like,
Yeah, so this is the man whose word you're taking
I
on
know.
this?
Like, you're not. We did not elect him to say this. But he is right. It's Euro, not.
Too much
He's not
Jaylen Brown
right.
brain
He's
rot
just
for that
saying
guy.
it. Yeah, it's gyro. Like, I live in New York. We say gyro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. We don't have chicken fried steak, and we say gyro.
Shout out to chicken fried steak, bro.
At diners, that is.
Any more?
That was it.
Okay, all right.
Perfect.
Thanks so much for the super chats. Thanks so much for the voicemails. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Make sure you're at our City Winery show tomorrow.
Limited tickets. Go get them now.
Go get them now. It's going to be a fantastic time had by all. Big fights across the river this weekend. Khamzat Chimaev, Sean Strickland. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe. We got our own podcast. Man, I fumbled it out of the gates, boys. I fumbled it.
Fuck, I thought you were taking us home. I'm already on my
I
phone.
thought I was too, and now we got to fucking turn around. Wheel it back. Now, rate, review, subscribe. We appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. We appreciate you listening. We got our own feeds, boys. Review, Scott. Watch party Saturday. Crack tomorrow.
Then we're off to LA.
We're out.
Shut the fuck up and watch the fights.